millions of drivers heading out too. Today and tomorrow will be the busiest on roads, along with Sunday's return. Gas prices hovering around $3 a gallon, and in some states, even lower. Severe storms, though, also on the march. You're listening to ABC News.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PROFIT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code PROFIT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PROFIT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PROFIT.
57 degrees at 3:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. Closing arguments held this morning in the bench trial to decide whether St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery should be removed from office. A total of 31 witnesses took the stand in the 4 days of the trial. The state's final witness to testify before Judge Stephen Omer was St. Louis City Sheriff's Sergeant Brian Robbins. Robbins was a witness to the handcuffing of Tammy Ross and was the sheriff's executive aide. Following Robbins' testimony, the Attorney General's office rested its case. Reverend Larry Rice of the New Life Evangelistic Center will request members of the St. Louis County Council today to take 20% of the ramp settlement money in Bill number 134 and use it to provide hotel vouchers and bus tickets for the homeless in St. Louis County. Rice is also requesting the use of 3 of the 43 acres in the Wellston Industrial Park, Plymouth Industrial Park, to be used for the homeless. A plan for a data center in Festus is moving forward.
Last night, the Festus City Council voted unanimously to approve rezoning 240 acres of recently annexed property for the project. The move opens the door for developer CRG to move forward with its plan to turn that location into a data center site. City officials say details about the data center aren't likely to be submitted until sometime next year. Jill Enters, KTRS News.
As Missourians prepare for the year's biggest shopping weekend, Attorney General Catherine Hanaway is warning consumers to stay alert for scams that increase around this time of year during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Meanwhile, shoppers needing to make a last-minute Thanksgiving grocery store run will still have a few options on Thursday.
If you forget something for the holiday meal on Thanksgiving, some grocery stores will be open to save the day. Whole Foods will be open from 7 to 1. Fresh Time Market will be open from 7 to 2. And Save-A-Lot will be open 8 to 3, while Walgreens 24-hour stores will remain open Thanksgiving Day. Schnucks, Deerbergs, Aldi, and Target will be closed. CVS and Walmart stores vary by location. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. The National Retail Federation expects holiday retail sales to top $1 trillion for the first time in 2025, growing 3.7% to 4.2% over last year. Consumers are budgeting an average of $890 for gifts and seasonal items, with families spending about $33 more on kids' gifts than last year. Now a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow is up 663 points at 47,112, NASDAQ up 153 at 23,025, and the S&P 500 up 60 at 6,765. Now let's send it to Sobe for sports and traffic.
Thank you, Steve. The St. Louis Cardinals have traded veteran starting pitcher Sonny Gray to the Boston Red Sox for 2 young pitchers and a player to be named later or cash considerations. To complete the deal, Gray waived his no-trade clause. And Mizzou basketball looks to improve to 7-0 tonight when they host South Carolina State in Columbia. Pre-game coverage right here on the Big 550 begins at 6:30. I'm Sobe Bay from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. There is a police emergency on 70 eastbound past Natural Bridge Road. Right lane is closed. Tonight, one lane of 64 will be closed eastbound from Research Park to the Spirit of St. Louis overpass from 5 this afternoon to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And the ramp from eastbound 44 to southbound 55 will be closed from 9 tonight to 5 tomorrow morning. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Give the gift of savings with a Neighbors Credit Union Smart Savings Account. When you open a new Smart account from Black Friday to Cyber Monday with a minimum $50 deposit, Neighbors Credit Union will add another $50 deposit. Visit neighborscu.org for complete details. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
Our forecast calls for cloudy skies for the rest of the day. A slight chance for rain before 8 o'clock, and overnight low in the mid-30s. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high near 45. At 3:07, cloudy, 57 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna Food Service has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna Food Service, they get a team that truly cares about their success. That's why at Kuna, they like to say, they're big enough to handle it, yet small enough to care. Check them out online at kunafoodservice.com.
Hey, you guys, it's Heidi, and this Wednesday, November 26th, our show is going to be live at Flanagan Paint and Supply in Ellisville. That's from 3 to 6, and we're celebrating the upcoming Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. There are going to be giveaways, and it's a great way for you to stop by and just say hi. With the experts in paints, stains, and custom home products on staff, you can take advantage of the holiday weekend sale. There will be a buy one, get one free special for shoppers on Wednesday, Black Friday, and Small Business Saturday. This offer will be exclusive and for a limited time for just the holiday weekend. Come out this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Flanagan Paint Supply in Ellisville.
What have we learned about Heidi?
But cockroaches were the least of her problems. Heidi had to fight for every opportunity.
You know, Heidi is, even though she's very kind of sweet and innocent,
Heidi wanted out of the slum, and her agent wasn't doing enough.
Oh my God, they moved Heidi right next to me now.
Although Heidi seems serene,
she's a bit naughty.
She uses an ancient folk remedy to help calm her down.
Heidi is back.
Oh, here we are again, just inching closer to Thanksgiving. Heidi Glaus here with Josh Gilbert. Bob Ramsey has the rest of the week off. I mean, is he technically off? He'll be working with the Billikens, but he is not with us, so hopefully he's having a good time wherever he is. We've got a great show for you, and it is jam-packed. Let me tell you what's coming up. You know, for the last couple of months, we've been hearing that tariffs are really going to hit us when we start to do our holiday shopping. So we're going to talk to Anne-Marie Conte with the New York Times Wirecutter and find out if that is actually coming true and what are they seeing when it comes to Black Friday deals. Are there deals to be had, or is it just kind of same old, same old?
Should I sit out this year?
Mm-hmm.
I need 2 TVs.
Two. Okay. Where are you going to put them?
Well, we're going to redo the guest bedroom.
Okay.
And then I'm still hankering.
And you feel like the guest needs to have a TV in there?
Well, you know, sometimes we sneak off in there when Finn sleeps in the big bed.
Got it.
It gets too crowded because for some reason kids tend to sleep sideways.
They do, yeah.
What is that?
You know what? They can do whatever they want to do with that big bed. They just kind of spin around.
I mean, I wake up and he's sideways.
Your feet in your face.
So then you get up and you go to the spare bedroom. And sometimes I get up to go to the spare bedroom and she's already there. Oh, you beat me to it.
There's a
then
fight.
I got to go back and lay down with Mr. Sideways. And then, like I said, I'm still trying to get my outdoor TV set up.
Got it. Well, we'll find out if now is the time to buy, or do you just kind of push pause for a second?
Is Black Friday over? Like, are we done with Black Friday? Because we've got, 9 Amazon deal days throughout the year.
And then Target and all the other big box stores have jumped on to, Prime Day. So we'll ask Anne-Marie if it is still a thing or not. We'll also check in with Ben Siegel, ABC News. The Pentagon is launched a review of Senator Mark Kelly. So we'll find out where that stands and what are we actually looking at here. Did he really do something that is illegal, or is this all just kind of political fodder?
I'm going to guess the latter, but why just him? Weren't there 6 people in this video?
Yes, but is it because he actually was in the Navy so that he is being targeted? I don't know.
I thought the other 6 had some sort of service
as well.
But
okay, well, we'll talk to Ben about that. In the 4 o'clock, as we do on Tuesdays, we're going to talk to Eric Seamers with the Business Journal, and I'm really excited because he had a lengthy discussion with Mayor Cara Spencer, and we'll kind of get the Cliff Notes version of what she had to say. I know that she was calling for some of the big businesses in St. Louis to bring it downtown. Let's just, kind of inject downtown with, a little extra energy. I know she also mentioned maybe paying for college in a couple of situations. So we'll find out what Eric learned when he sat down with Mayor Spencer. We'll also talk to him about Centene now selling some land in Clayton, and it's a pretty pricey piece of land. So what could come of that?
And we say all the time when we see drawings, renderings, what are they doing down on the riverfront with the old Millennium Hotel site? They started tearing that down.
They did.
But you see drawings and renderings. Remember what they showed us what Ballpark Village was going to look like? What's the actual, when it's all said and done, going to look like? Because Centene was planning on putting an auditorium down in Clayton. They were planning on doing this, doing that. I think they only did maybe 50% or 75% of what they said they were going to do.
Yeah.
I think they ran into the pandemic.
Well,
they ran into a couple of obstacles.
And then they lost their leader. Leadership's changed. Some people have a different kind of vision for where they want to take the company and how they want to spend that money. So anyway, we'll talk to Eric about that. We'll also check in with Alex Stone. It is that time of year, and I'm not talking about the holidays. I'm talking about porch pirates. And I was watching the Today Show this morning, and I mean, the porch pirates are getting more and more creative. I saw one, and it was like a trash bag moving up to the front steps.
Stop it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So
a trash can walking and then stopping.
Yeah,
and then
walking a little bit more. Kind of crazy. Then I saw a story in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch about the mayor of St. Charles fighting for this steamboat museum. And his vision is more than just a museum, but there are a lot of people, I should say cities, that really want their hands on this steamboat museum. So we'll talk to Mayor Dan Borgmeyer and find out, where it all stands. Who gets to decide? Is it a bidding war? Or is it, someone owns this museum and they get to choose who is going to carry on the legacy? So we'll talk to him coming up a little later in the 4 o'clock. But I think it would be interesting, and I think it would bring a lot of tourism to St. Charles, and I think that's what the mayor is also thinking. Then in the 5 o'clock, it really is the season of holidays. We have so many fun holiday pop-up bars these days in St. Louis. I have a list that I'll run through later, but one of the more fun and family-friendly is at City Museum, and we'll tell you all about that coming up at 5 o'clock and what you can experience. You can even step into Santa's Workshop, which is a lot of fun. So that's coming up. We'll also talk to Brendan Weesey and find out about this Sonny Gray trade. What do we get in return for it? And then we'll have a little entertainment news and wrap this show up with some randoms. I did see that there is a chance for some wintry precipitation. You know, last night I got off work, got home, switched into my sweats, and went for a nice walk outside at 6:30 at night when it was still 57 degrees. I mean, I didn't even have to have a coat on last night, and we're talking about November 24th, 25th, 26th, but that could be changing later this week with a series of storm systems kind of moving in. Now, they're saying that Saturday morning looks to be the main time frame for us to get that winter weather that may slow us down, but we'll kind of keep an eye on that and keep you informed when it comes to that.
I got to unplug my hose again.
Why did you plug it back in?
Because we needed it for something. I plugged it back in.
Yeah, you better be careful with that because that's one of those things that can really bite you. And
it really can't. We were out of town.
Yeah.
The last time, at the beginning of the month, didn't we have a hard freeze?
Yeah, I think you got to be really careful because you don't want those pipes freezing and you don't want...
I know it's more of a problem with older houses than with newer houses, but again, why take your chances?
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. I saw something and I thought of you. You're still on the Boar's Head train?
I am, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I had a sandwich the other day.
Yeah. Did you put cheese on it?
No.
Okay. Well, now, Boar's Head, the grated Pecorino Romano cheese, and then there's another Romano grated cheese, and then the wedges of this Boar's Head Pecorino Romano cheese are all part of a recall because they're saying there could be listeria. FDA issuing the highest warning level for these cheeses. Now, I guess it's a situation in which there is reasonable probability that the use of or exposure to a product will cause serious adverse health consequences or death. That's what this says in a class 1, 2, or 3 to indicate a degree of health hazard. So if you have some of these Boarhead cheese products, take them back to wherever you purchased them and be very, very careful. I don't know how much more a company can take as far as that goes.
All right. So I pulled this story up, and a third-party manufacturer that distributes some of their products under Boar's Head.
Right.
I guess Boar's Head hires this company to produce their Pecorino Romano grated cheese. That would be your Parmesan, I guess. And Ambriola Company, that's the people that made it, and they also sell it to Wegmans under a different name.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Even so, can't a company catch a break?
Well, if they were doing everything up to snuff, probably.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be
They wouldn't need to catch the breaks.
having this conversation. I was getting my hair cut today, and I was talking to my friend because she's more than just my hairstylist, and she was saying that her other half was going to plan Thanksgiving, and she goes, I'm not even going to tell him that grocery stores aren't necessarily open on Thanksgiving. If he thinks he wants to do all of this, I'm just going to let him figure it out. So I thought I saw this, and it's a list of Thanksgiving grocery store hours here in Missouri. Schnucks closed on Thanksgiving. Now,
all day.
They will operate normal hours on Wednesday. So it's not like they're closing earlier. Deerberg's, all stores.
All day.
Closed on Thanksgiving. Walmart, the hours vary by location, so you really need to check the website or call the local store. I'll tell you, I did the dumbest thing on Saturday. I think you guys know me well enough. If I want something, I want it yesterday. I'm like my father that way. And so we had gotten a new rug in our living area, and the pillows no longer matched, and so I wanted a gold sham. And I knew that IKEA had exactly what I was looking for, and for a pretty inexpensive price. And so I Googled, and first thing popped up said open. So I went, and sure enough, it wasn't. Didn't open until 11 o'clock. And then I get back to the car, and I look, and if I would have just taken a little more time and scrolled down, It actually gives you the hours that say opens at 11 a.m. So even when you go online to check and make sure that you're...
What time did you go there?
9.
Oh. So there's no waiting in the parking lot.
Nope.
Who says I need a sham at 9 o'clock in the morning?
I had other things to do. I wanted to get it done. I said I wanted it yesterday, and I did.
Wow.
Save-A-Lot will actually be open from 8 to 3 on Thanksgiving Day. Whole Foods will be open from 7 to 1. Fresh Time open about the same time. Target, all closed. CVS, most locations will have reduced hours. Some may be closed, though. And then Walgreens, the 24-hour locations will remain open. The other stores will be closed. And then Aldi, all stores closed on Thanksgiving Day. So just kind of making note, don't wait until Thanksgiving morning to go buy your pumpkin pie or your green bean casserole or whatever it is. I did see, which I don't understand this, and maybe I am in the minority here. 40% of people want to ban green bean casserole for Thanksgiving. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't eat it.
You don't eat it?
No. Here's my problem.
Okay.
You know how I feel about mushrooms.
Yes.
Why does it have to be made with cream of mushroom?
I don't think it has to be. If you don't like cream of mushroom, put cream of chicken in it.
Why can't we do cream of chicken?
You could.
Why don't we just say right now to everyone, does anyone out there say, oh, I love cream of mushroom?
I do.
You do?
That's really one of the few ways that I love mushrooms because they're just so little and it's not, you don't even get the texture of it.
Ugh.
It's just a little flavor.
All right. For everyone but Heidi, can we all just say that the green bean casserole from now on gets made with cream of chicken and just end it?
So then you would eat it at Thanksgiving?
I would try it. I've never even tried it.
Ever?
It looks, again, I don't eat things that are gray in color. And mushrooms and cream of mushroom, it's pretty unappetizing.
Well, you got the green beans with the color as far as that goes.
It does interest me that it's topped with the French's onions.
Yeah.
That looks fun.
Gives it a little crispy edge.
Can we all agree to put French's onions on top of more things?
I don't see why not.
Put it on mac and cheese.
Yeah. Somebody said they would make it with mushroom bisque. How about that?
It's a mushroom bisque.
Like a soup?
Ugh.
Use cream of chicken and add Provel. So much better.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. But do people just not like green bean casserole, or you just don't want it at Thanksgiving because you can have it any other time?
I think I would admit it's a staple.
Yeah.
It's a holiday staple.
I don't need the cranberry sauce. I don't put it on anything. It's not necessary.
So while you were out last week, there was an food etiquette person, and they said that the proper amount of sides on Thanksgiving is 5.
Okay.
Then we started.
Sounds like a lot.
We started counting out all the sides that we have at Thanksgiving, and we got up to 9.
You mean just you at your house, or when you combined what you and Bob
Connor,
have?
Bob, myself, we counted them out. Mashed potatoes, yes. Corn, yes. Green bean casserole, sure. Some people like to throw in mac and cheese. Then you've got stuffing. Now we're at 5. But what about the yams? That's 6.
We don't have that much.
The cranberries, that's 7.
Yeah.
Which ones did I mention that you guys don't have at your table?
I don't have the cranberries.
You don't have cranberries?
Mm-mm.
No one in the Glaus household eats cranberries. I particularly prefer the canned ones that have, the ridges on the side, the mold
that
of
look
the
like
can.
the can.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah. No,
I love
thank
them.
you. Going back to the green bean casserole, somebody said they've used cream of celery. That sounds like it'd be a good
I would
idea.
be okay with that.
Well, you can make it.
We just, as a collective society, need to ban cream of mushroom. Don't even sell it.
But what you're speaking for people that like mushroom.
Call the Campbell's people.
You're going to say nobody can put mushrooms on their pizza?
No, that's different.
Why?
Because your pizza is yours. The green bean casserole is for everyone.
Well, then have a conversation with your family.
Someone added, put crumbled bacon on top.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
This thing is becoming more appetizing by the second.
Agree. I agree as far as that goes.
You know what I should do? I'm going to call my in-laws, and I'm going to say, who's in charge of the green beans this year? I'm going to say 86 it. That's food speak, Heidi, for get rid of it. I'll make it this year.
Why don't you?
I think I will.
Okay. I would love to hear how that goes and then how it turns out at the end. Because now you're going to make that, the Chef Boyardee pizza, and the whipped cream?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll have a full report on Monday.
My sister-in-law, my brother, sends me a note. She sent him a video on how to whip your own cream.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't need this. I listened to Josh's show today. Now we know. I said, do you have a balloon whisk?
Yep.
That's all you need.
And if not, you can go to Kitchen Conservatory and grab it. I do love that. I'll tell you what else I love. Talking about all of this food. And, when you go on vacation, it's so hard to kind of maintain your weight. And I went to Premier U today, and I'm so happy that I am exactly where I was before I left on my trip to go to Costa Rica. So I didn't make any, improvements. I didn't lose 3 pounds, but I didn't gain 3 pounds. And that is what I really love, especially as we go into the holidays. The holidays are full of fun, but they're also full of plates of all sorts of different things. And, a lot of people say, oh, I'll start on Monday or I'll start in January. But starting now means that you'll actually feel good through these holidays and not just at the new year. So why wait to feel better when you can actually enjoy the holidays with more energy, more confidence, and kind of happier? At least that's the way I feel. Premier U really takes a personalized approach to weight loss. There is no cookie cutter plan here. My plan is different than Marsha's plan. We're not even on the same shot because they really work with you and what you're going through and run the test. They might look at something and say, look, you have a different hurdle here with your thyroid. So let's work on that. And this, as I said, it is personal, and that's why it works. It's not like a specific diet. It's not a specific workout. It's just someone there to hold your hand and kind of lead you and get your health right. So you can call Premier U, set up that consultation, 618-750-LIFE. They have 2 locations, one in Swansea, one in South County. You can also go online to premiertheletterumed.com. Premier, the letter U, med.com. What are you waiting for? You can start your wellness journey right now.
Okay, so the tree is up, but it's tilting towards the side door. All right, look, you got to get it straight. Go to Schnarr's Hardware, Clayton Road in Ladue or in Webster on Lockwood. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, and they have everything for the holidays, whether it's extra extension cords, maybe a couple of extra lights, last-minute gift. Oh, Aunt Sally's coming. She's bringing you a gift. I got to get something. Schnarr's Hardware will help you out. You need to put the lawn to bed? Yeah, Schnarr's Hardware has all sorts of winterized fertilizers to help you get through these winter months. You see, at Schnarr's Hardware, it's more than just a friendly neighborhood hardware store. It's a part of Americana, and it has brought St. Louisans together for years. So when you walk into Schnarr's Hardware, you'll notice the customer service is great, the smell is great, the popcorn is free. Schnarr's Hardware. Happy holidays from Schnarr's Hardware. Make sure your holiday is complete with a trip to Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware, Merry Christmas.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. St. Louis winters don't mess around, and neither should you. When those freezing temps hit, the last thing you want to do is discover your furnace isn't up to the job. That's why now is the perfect time to call Premier Heating and Cooling. Their certified technicians will give your system a full checkup, making sure it's safe, efficient, and ready to keep your family warm all season long. Think of it like an oil change for your car. A little preventative care now saves you from big, expensive breakdowns later. Plus, a tuned-up system runs more efficiently, which means lower energy bills when the cold really sets in. So don't wait until you're shivering under 3 blankets. Schedule your heating inspection today with Premier Heating and Cooling. Excellent rating with the Better Business Bureau. So many of their new customers are referred by happy customers like me. PremierHeatingCooling.net 636-916-1122.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Prestige Pools and Spas is St. Louis's most award-winning pool company, family-owned for over 40 years. Their in-ground pool, swim spa, and hot tub experts can make your dreams a reality. Get a tremendous deal on hot tub and swim spa display models with full warranties while supplies last. Veterans always receive 10% off any in-store retail purchase. Visit their showroom on Watson Road in Sunset Hills or online at prestigepoolsandspas.com. Prestige Pools and Spas proudly salutes and honors all our veterans who have served our nation to protect our freedoms.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Congressman Jason Smith is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Congressman Jason Smith at 202-225-4404 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Meet me at the Village Bar. Ready for the world's best cheeseburger, homemade onion rings, trashed wings? It's the Village Bar for food and sports. Cards, blues, Mizzou, NFL, the game's always on. Open 7 days a week in De Pere. Grab your friends, grab a cold beer. We'll see you at the Village Bar.
This is Mariah, third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
3:33 on this Tuesday afternoon. Sobey Bay is in the KTRS Traffic Center. How's traffic looking?
Hey, Heidi. Roads are pretty good for the most part, but there is one trouble area. Traffic slows down on 270 westbound right before Tesson Ferry because of a two-vehicle collision. Police do have both cars on the shoulder. No lanes blocked, but drivers are slowing down to take a look. One westbound lane of 370 will be closed between the Discovery Bridge and Elm from 7 tonight to 5:30 tomorrow morning, and the ramp from eastbound 44 to southbound 55 will be closed from 9 tonight to 5 tomorrow morning. This traffic report is brought to you by Guns N' Hoses. It's go time. Wednesday night, Guns N' Hoses, the annual charity boxing match at Enterprise Center, supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns N' Hoses remains the same every year: support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobey Bay.
I feel like there are people out there that look more forward to Black Friday than they do Thanksgiving. But will the deals be as good this year? Anne-Marie Conte at Wirecutter is joining us with what the team there has uncovered. Welcome back.
Oh, I'm so excited to be back. Thank you for having me.
So, Anne-Marie, for months, we've heard that tariffs would affect our holiday gift giving. Is that coming true?
Yes. So things are more expensive, sometimes by $1 or $2, sometimes by $10, $20, $30, depending on the original price of the product. However, the thing that we were surprised about, which we did not predict, if you'd asked us in October, we would have been like, we don't think the deals are going to be as good this year. But I think what happened is that a lot of these retailers, they weren't really able to predict their year because of the tariffs. And now they are putting a lot into Black Friday. So not only are there a lot of excellent deals, they're all happening now. It started on Monday. And so we're getting almost a full week of deals from Monday to Cyber Monday of really nice, good quality items at really good prices, which absolutely shocked us.
I feel like year after year, it's about electronics. Is that the case again?
So here's the situation with electronics. It's not just tariffs that are the problem with electronics this year. So AI is, everybody likes to think that AI is coming for all of us. However, they are coming for our chips because people are building these AI data centers. Electronics are going to get more expensive because they're going to continue to be chip shortages.
Oh.
So anything that you see right now in the world of electronics that's on sale, it's a really good time to buy it because we only expect it to get even more expensive in 2026, and that includes gaming consoles. So if you're in the market for a gaming console, now is the time to buy it.
What are the categories where you can save the most?
Yeah, it's really, things are very scattershot right now, I think partially because it depends on the company. And the thing that we didn't realize in October when Amazon had their October sales event, there were very few direct-to-consumer brands that were able to participate in those deals. Now, with Black Friday, we're seeing a lot more direct-to-consumer brands. So if there's anything that normally, doesn't sell through other retailers, usually sells direct, that's a really good time to buy. And then, as usual, we're seeing small countertop appliances. So normally, things like the Technivorm Mocha Master, it's a really beautiful coffee maker. We normally see deals on those, but for very limited times, normally on Black Friday for a few hours, a deal on that is already live. Similarly with the Vitamix, normally the Vitamix goes on sale at like 3 a.m. the morning of Black Friday, and it might last a few hours. And again, Vitamix already on sale. So I think partially, people are just trying to spend their money on groceries. They're just trying to keep up. And so I think some of those higher end items might be having a little tougher time. And so if you are in the market for some and you can swing it, it's a really good time to buy.
Is it better to do online shopping or actually go to the store? Are you going to find similar deals?
You're going to find similar deals. It just depends if you have the fortitude. I do not want to enter a store. I am also prone to impulse shopping. So the great thing is curbside pickup. So if you purchase something online and you need it immediately, you can always do curbside pickup at a store and get it relatively quickly, and you don't have to go into the store and buy even more stuff.
In your experience, anecdotally, what you've seen, do people shop for themselves on Black Friday, or do they shop for other people for Christmas gifts?
That's a really good question. It's a really big trend that we've been seeing over the past few years. Some of our most clicked items are personal care, household items, things like that. I just bought 600 dog poop bags, and I am thrilled because I don't want to have to think about having to buy them, and you don't want to run out. We also see stuff like teeth whiteners, water picks, items like those that are personal care end up being top sellers because I think people are also shopping for themselves in addition to gifts.
And maybe I'm just old school and I'm thinking about the doorbusters and the TVs and the blenders and the toasters and all that stuff. I don't think about dog poop bags. I don't think about teeth whiteners. I don't think about hair care products. This is a time to get everything, not only on your shopping list, but your regular weekly grocery list.
I make a personal list of items that I really enjoy: skincare, makeup, nail polish. I really like Dazzle Dry. It's a quick dry nail polish. It lasts a really long time, but it's $22 a bottle. And so I really do wait for it to go on sale because that's the time when I'm going to treat myself, and all year long I'm going to use it. You did mention TVs, and it's true that in the past, the doorbuster TVs were a really big thing, and we often did not recommend them because it was a cheap quality TV to match the price.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're seeing now is that technology has really progressed, and so you can get a really high quality quality TV that isn't too expensive, and we are already seeing sales on TV.
What is a brand of TV that I might look at and say, well, that looks like junk, but is actually a good quality TV? Like, I don't even know what Hisense is. I would think
That's it.
Is it?
That's it. It truly, our testers spend a long time. Our experts they're experts in their field, and the Hisense TVs are excellent. You can get one right now on sale for $500, normally $700. You can get something, a much larger one, an 85-inch, $1,700, normally $2,400. So it is a good quality TV that you can trust, but you may not have ever heard of.
And I'll say this, full disclosure, I've been complaining about my Amazon Fire TV that I bought on Prime Day years ago. It's the biggest piece of junk I've ever bought. Heidi always said, you get what you pay for. It was,
yeah.
Okay, the screen is fine. So what I did is I hooked up a Roku stick to it. I just used the Roku. I think the software that Amazon put on it was junk. But now I'm using Roku, and I'm just using the screen as a screen. It has worked perfectly since.
And that's what I do, too. My TV is probably 10 years old, and we have a Roku attached to it, and I can watch anything I want.
Yeah, so there's some workarounds as far as that goes. What about when it comes to clothes and shoes?
So those apparel has been hit hard by tariffs, and that is something that we are seeing. But we are also seeing sales on clothes and shoes. So again, it's very much personal taste. And so if there is something that you want or a lovely gift for somebody, it is a good time to buy.
If we're scrolling through on social media, and nowadays there are so many ads, will we actually see the ad that they are advertising on Black Friday, or do we need to actually go to the website that we're searching for?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I think it's always best. The thing that I really want to tell you is to take a beat, right?
Yeah.
So if you're being advertised to, nothing is such a rush that you can't take a second. And we are seeing, COVID, we had a lot of stock issues, and we are seeing fewer of those stock issues. So these sales are going to last a little longer, but the marketing language is going to attack you, and you're going to say lightning deals, must buy now. But if you take a second, if you do a little bit of research, if you make sure that you're actually purchasing things that you want to buy, especially with something that comes with variants and multiple specs, you don't want to buy immediately. You want to take a second and make sure that you're actually purchasing the thing that you want. And then you can buy it, right? So if you want to do any price tracking, that's always a good idea. There's apps that can help you there. We really like Keepa or Camel. You can create a Google shopping list. That'll start tracking it for you. So you just get a sense of how much something should be so that you are not buying something at an inflated price that claims to be on sale.
Great advice.
And I noticed in your article, one of the Apple laptops went up to $899 and went back down to $799. Well, that's not on sale because it's normally $799. So you just have to be really conscious and just take your time with it. All right, Anne-Marie, you also have another article that's out right now, and it is about Amazon returns, and you bought a whole pallet of Amazon returns and had an entire expedition with this whole thing.
Is this one of those things where you didn't know what was on the pallet, like it was enclosed, or you saw it and thought, okay, here's some good stuff?
So I reached out to an influencer who goes by Palette Princess, and she does these unboxing videos. And so she really guided me through how to purchase one of these palettes. And she told me to go see it in person. Now I did. But my inexperience led me to buy a returns palette instead of a misdirected mail palette. So a misdirected mail palette means that it came from multiple retailers. You don't really know what's inside the packages. And it could be really great stuff. It could be car parts. And so I was really looking for the mystery of that. What we ended up buying was a palette that was 90% returned clothing from Amazon. And it was a lot of, poorly made polyester clothing. And to be fair, the person who sold it to me also didn't know what was in the packages because they were all sealed. So we really did learn a lot about what happens to return goods. Now, some things do get reshelved, but a lot of times things do not, and they end up getting sold into liquidation. And so that is what we ended up with, was a $700 pallet filled with polyester clothing.
Ugh.
Ooh, that's disappointing.
I would have rather had the car parts.
Yeah, at least it could get you somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Now, not all of these items were bad, but it really taught us something about excess, because when you think about, we had over 500 items in that one pallet, and then you have a warehouse that's filled with pallets, and then you have warehouses all over the country. We are just manufacturing too much stuff.
Yeah.
And Anne-Marie, does it go on these pallets just because that's easier than sending it back to the maker, or cheaper than sending it back to the maker?
Presumably so. So Amazon told me that they check over everything and that they will decide if it goes to a donation or if it goes back to the merchandiser and things like that. I think that it's just not necessarily worth it for certain items, so they do go straight into this liquidation stream. And then for other items, they do end up elsewhere. Sometimes they get, if it's an electronic, it might get refurbished. It might go back to the manufacturer. So the resale market is robust, and there are pluses, and there's some really interesting, good things that you can buy, and then there's junk.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting, and we're so happy to have you joining us, Anne-Marie Conte with Wirecutter. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
All right. And I'll tell you one thing that you'll never want to return, and maybe it's on sale on Black Friday. Maybe you take a look. Dogtown Pizza.
It's in my belly. Too late.
It's too late to return it. Yeah.
Never returning that.
They wouldn't want it if I took it back, frankly. But with 12 different varieties, you can find enough to fit your palate.
I see what you did there.
If you will. And this weekend, you're going to have your fill of turkey and mashed potatoes and everything. So by the time Saturday and Sunday rolls around, you're just going to want a pizza. Or maybe tomorrow night, Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving.
I have heard that is the biggest
pizza night
in the year.
Buy all 12 flavors and cook them all and give them to everyone that you know, because for the next couple of days, we'll be stuffing our face with stuffing. So Dogtown Pizza, see if they're on sale on Black Friday, or just buy them outright, because they're the best frozen pizza in town, every local grocery store, and including the small markets.
Meet Miss Emma Woodhouse, Jane Austen's most high-spirited heroine. Emma has a plan for everyone's love life, except her own. Jane Austen's Emma, playing on stage at the Rep, December 3rd through 21st. Get tickets now at repstl.org.
Everyone's talking about these weight loss drugs, and it's a good thing we've got Dr. Joe Molesky with us, a St. Louis native and board-certified primary care physician. Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
The magic cure is these weight loss shots. They're injected once weekly. They're not like the old medications that you've seen 20, 30 years ago. These medications actually work. They're injected once weekly, and patients see within the first 90 days 10 to 15 pounds down. It simply works, and that's why I recommend it to all of my patients. You simply go online, book an appointment, you fill out a health questionnaire form, you get an appointment on our schedule. It's all telemedicine based. It's all done from your home, and then you meet with me or one of my nurse practitioners, and then after the 10, 15-minute consult, the medication is delivered right to your door discreetly, and you get started right now on your weight loss journey.
And you want to start to lose weight? None better than to call stlmedweightloss.com and ask Dr. Joe. stlmedweightloss.com.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with, and also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, online at aroofing.net.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484. 800-705-9484.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You're listening to The Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
It's 7 minutes before 4 o'clock. Time for another check of traffic with Sobe Bay, who's filling in today for Captain Paul.
Hey, Heidi. Volume is picking up, and so are the accidents. Expect delays due to a vehicle crash on 141 southbound past Dutch Mill Drive. The two left lanes are closed there. Traffic is slow in St. Charles County from a vehicle crash on 64 West at Prospect Road. The vehicle has been moved to the right shoulder. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluation, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got two locations on Manchester Road in Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
The Department of Defense is launching a thorough review into Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, citing serious allegations of misconduct. Ben Siegel, ABC News Deputy Political Director in Washington, joins us with more on this story. Is it just Senator Kelly, or are the rest of these Democrats lumped into this?
Well, we're getting more information now that the Defense Department is looking into Kelly by virtue of his service and ability to call him back to active duty for a court-martial. But the Justice Department, specifically the FBI, appears to have reached out to interview all 6 of these Democrats by contacting the Sergeant at Arms office in the House and Senate. These are the administrative organizations in Congress. And all the Democrats said today that they had heard from the FBI through this office asking for interviews about this video that's been making waves in Washington, clearly angering the president and the administration. So all 6 of them are under scrutiny now by the Trump administration in ways that the Democrats say is inappropriate.
And Ben, let's go back to this video. What exactly are these Democrats saying?
So these Democrats, 6 of them, all with backgrounds in the military or national security, filmed videos for social media organized by Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan, telling military personnel that they do not have to obey illegal orders. They said that there was nothing unusual about this video, that they were just simply reiterating and reminding soldiers what they're taught in basic training about illegal orders, and that these did not refer to any specific orders given by leaders of the military or the president. Nevertheless, this really touched off a nerve in the White House. the president accused them of sedition and treason, of undermining the chain of command, even though there was no specific incident that they pointed to. And also politically now, people are asking them, how appropriate is it to sort of raise the specter of illegality when you can't point to a specific illegal act that you believe had been ordered? So lots of innuendo here on both sides, now resulting in this sort of political backlash that's seeing the administration use the Defense Department, use the Justice Department to look into these members and this video.
I think the immediate question for me is, how often are illegal orders kind of demanded?
Well, what I asked Senator Ruben Gallego about this the other day. Now, he is part of this larger group of Democratic veterans in Congress and was not participating in this video, but he defended the Democrats who did. And he said he's hearing from service members, from constituents who are just uneasy with a lot of things that are being asked of the military right now, whether it's some of the National Guardsmen being sent into cities for law enforcement adjacent deployments, whether it's the orders to fire missiles and attack boats in the Caribbean as part of this larger military campaign against what the Trump administration says is drug trafficking sponsored by the government of Venezuela. Again, none of these Democrats are saying any one of these things is illegal in their mind, and they don't say how to determine whether something is illegal, but they say they're responding to just a culture and a general sense of unease that they have detected from conversations they've had with service members about some of those directions of these operations, these campaigns launched by the Trump administration into the future.
Has any legal experts weighed in on whether or not these 6 people or Mark Kelly specifically can be punished for this?
Yeah, I think what we've heard from them is that there is really not much legal ground for the administration to stand on here. Members of Congress are protected by the speech and debate clause in the Constitution that allows them to sort of speak out on politics in the course of their business as members of Congress elected by the American people. And additionally, there's no specific order here that he has asked them to disobey. He is not part of the chain of command, so it's hard to court-martial them on these grounds. So again, there's not very much here that won't stop necessarily an inquiry into the matter, but it's all very uncharted territory.
Well, it's interesting. I'm sure that there will be more on this story forthcoming. Ben Siegel, ABC News Deputy Political Director in Washington, thank you for keeping us up to date.
Thank you.
Health insurance can feel complicated, but Medica health plans are different. See, we're nonprofit, which means people first, not shareholders. And we're right here in St. Louis with affordable plans for local care you trust. Your doctors, your hospitals, to help you feel your best. With Medica, your health coverage can feel a bit simpler. And now, we're here for you. Medica Health Plans. You're not just covered, you're cared for.
Mizzou fans, are you looking for a jeweler? Your hometown jeweler of choice is Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. Lordo's Diamonds sells GIA certified diamonds, and they've been in the business a long, long time. You want to support local businesses, especially when it comes to jewelry, because the big box stores are long gone and you can't buy this stuff online. You need a jeweler you can trust, and Lordo's Diamonds is a company you can trust. They also give back to the community and support your Missouri Tigers. LordosDiamonds.com.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. 6 Democratic lawmakers and military veterans are under scrutiny by the Pentagon after appearing in a video urging service members not to carry out illegal orders. Now the FBI is launching a probe.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the video's vague rhetoric undermines trust, creates hesitation in the chain of command, and erodes cohesion. The Democrats say urging service members to ignore illegal orders simply restates the law they're all expected to follow. With the FBI now seeking interviews with the Democrats who appeared on camera, Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin said the use of the FBI to, quote, target us is exactly why we made this video in the first place.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. President Trump is sending his special envoy to meet with Russia's president after Ukraine agreed to a tentative peace plan carved out in talks this week, but doubts remain if Russia will agree. Ivo Dolder is a former NATO ambassador and senior fellow at Harvard.
There was a plan that was pro-Russian. You may now have a plan that is more to the liking of Ukraine, but that doesn't bring you anywhere closer to peace. We can't make progress unless Russia and Ukraine agree, and so far, that hasn't happened.
Earlier, the president issued pardons for 2 turkeys in a White House Thanksgiving tradition.
The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle,
sparing them from the holiday dinner table. One of the 2 remaining survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, known as Mother Fletcher, has died.
100 years after the carnage, she sat in a congressional hearing in 2021.
My name is Viola Ford Fletcher. I'm a survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre.
Telling lawmakers about a night of terror when she was 7.
I will never forget the violence of the white mob when we left our home.
Viola Ford Fletcher died Monday at 111 years old, leaving only Leslie Evelyn Randall, also 111, as the only living witness to the massacre.
ABC's Jim Ryan. You're listening to ABC News.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PROFIT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code PROFIT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PROFIT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PROFIT.
Black Friday savings are underway at appliance discounters. Take an additional 5% off any sale price. Speed Queen, GE Profile, Cafe, Bosch, LG, Frigidaire. It applies to all the brands. Next day delivery and installation, interest-free financing, locally owned, and the largest appliance retailer in St. Louis. 5% off any sale price, 6 locations, Afton, St. Charles, Baldwin, South County, and Maplewood, or online at theappliancediscounters.com.
57 degrees at 4:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. A St. Louis area home health care company has agreed to pay more than $500,000 to settle false claims allegations. As part of the agreement, Deer Valley Home Health Services will repay over $534,000 that the United States and the state of Missouri allege was falsely billed to Medicaid from October 1st of 2022 to May 31st of 2023. A new settlement agreement is designed to protect Ameren, Missouri customers. The agreement puts new rules on large load customers that use 75 megawatts of energy or more per month. Officials say that the agreement ensures that customers will not foot the bill for large-scale energy projects. Organizers of the Evolution Festival have announced that the popular St. Louis music event will not be held next year. First Alert 4 is reporting that founder and executive producer Steve Shankman says the decision was made due to several other major events being scheduled around the region in 2026, but he does say that the festival will return.
Well, you know, we started Evolution Festival 3 years ago to create something in St. Louis that I believe St. Louis deserved. Every city needs a major festival. You don't want to lose your music festival.
Shankman says the Evolution Festival, which is a nonprofit, brought in about $2 million in sponsorships this past year, but his family still had to write a check for about $1 million to cover costs. One person is dead after an overnight fire in Jefferson County near Hillsborough. When firefighters arrived, the mobile home was fully engulfed in flames. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway is warning about scams on Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
As Missourians prepare for the year's biggest shopping weekend,
Attorney General Catherine Hanaway is warning consumers to stay alert for scams that surge around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Hanaway says with online sales, promotional emails, and limited-time deals at an all-time high, bad actors often use this period to target shoppers with fake websites, phishing links, and misleading advertising. Be aware of unexpected emails offering exclusive deals that ask for personal information or contain suspicious links. These could deploy malware or steal data. Some retailers may artificially raise prices ahead of Black Friday to create the illusion of a deep discount. This means shoppers should research average prices in advance. Jill Enders, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. The city of Delwood opened its new Gamer Lounge yesterday. The goal? To create safe spaces for young people. The lounge is located inside the Delwood Recreation Center. City leaders say they're trying to create a safe and modern space that encourages recreation and social connection. The market's brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow up 663 points at 47,112. NASDAQ up 153 at 23,025. And the S&P 500 up 60 at 6,765. Now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, let's go to Sobe.
Steve, the St. Louis Cardinals have traded veteran starting pitcher Sonny Gray to the Boston Red Sox for 2 young pitchers and a player to be named later or cash considerations. To complete the deal, Gray waived his no-trade clause. And the Cardinals have re-signed backup catcher Yohel Pozo to a 1-year contract. Pozo hit .231 with 5 home runs in 67 games a season ago. I'm Sobe Bay from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk. Now on to traffic. Traffic is picking up here. We have a vehicle collision on 141 southbound past Dutch Mill Drive. 2 left lanes closed there. And in St. Charles County, a vehicle crash on 64 westbound at Prospect Road. Vehicle has been moved to the right shoulder. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair, free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. Dents Express, STL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
Our forecast calls for cloudy skies for the rest of the day. A slight chance for rain before 8 o'clock. Otherwise, an overnight low in the mid-30s. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high near 45. At 4:08, cloudy, 57 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Hey, it's Heidi, and I've got some important news from our friends at Dalco Home Remodeling. You know they're locally owned and family operated. More importantly, they've been installing the very best windows and doors in town for the past 50 years. That great offer that they have on windows at Dalco has now been extended through the end of the month, so you can still earn a $600 tax credit on new windows. Plus, Dalco has upped the ante to an additional $260 credit per window for up to 10 of their Elite Series windows with 0% financing for up to 18 months. That's up to $3,200 in credits. The Energy Star tax credit offer is ending forever and will not return. So you got to act fast. This incredible offer ends on November 30th. Call today, 314-298-7300 to get up to $3,200 in credits for up to 10 new energy-efficient windows. Or go online, DalcoHomeRemodeling.com. If you buy somewhere else and find out how much you could have saved with Dalco, you'll blow your stack. So call 314-298-7300. See store for details.
This Giving Tuesday, make a difference right here at home. I'm Sarah Newton with Duo Dogs, and your support on Giving Tuesday, December 2nd, helps train assistance and therapy dogs that bring comfort, confidence, and connection to people across St. Louis. Together, we're building a stronger, more compassionate community. Click Donate Now at duodogs.org this Giving Tuesday, December 2nd, and help us change lives one paw at a time.
Scott, remember when the Queen of Carpet and the Princess of Pile were flying around the arch selling flooring?
Andrea, that was the Queen of Carpet and the Princess of Tile.
Oh, that's right. But we don't need shtick here at Best Buy Flooring.
That's right, because our in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile are already at low, low prices.
Come see us at our 3 area locations, North County, South County, and Metro East. Open 7 days a week.
Plus, free financing on approved credit. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Tuesday afternoon, November 25th. Former O'Fallon, Missouri Regal Theater opening as a family entertainment complex. The former Regal Great Escape Theater closed in 2023 and was put up for sale next to the neighboring Missouri Rush Sports Complex. So in 2024, a developer purchased the building, decided to redevelop the property, turning the 14-screen theater into a complex that will house an independent theater and level up entertainment. Tristan Ratterman is the owner of Ratterman Theaters, which shares the building with Level Up, and they preserved 3 of the 14 movie screens in an effort to create a return to nostalgia and tradition. The theater will show both first-run movies and classics. The theater features a historic-style marquee that is really cool, along with beloved movie concessions. $15 gets moviegoers a ticket, popcorn, and a soda, so not a bad deal. Moviegoers can enjoy the music of a live organist before the show begins, courtesy of Terry Nord, and then the complex also includes a smaller theater that can be rented out for private parties such as birthdays or other celebrations. Level Up Entertainment will soon join Ratterman Theaters with the entertainment complex. It will offer 2 arcades, pickleball, bowling, bumper cars, and a restaurant and bar. It plans to open in phases with construction on the bowling alley nearing completion. The complex sits adjacent to the Missouri Rush Sports Park, which attracts nearly 500,000 people every year. A hotel is also under construction nearby, so it's a pretty good business plan if you ask me.
Yeah. All right. Weren't they supposed to put a Carl's out there at one point? Like a Carl's Drive-In? There was going to be a second one.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
This is the one off Highway 40 where the movie theater is.
Yeah.
The soccer and the Llewellyns.
I've never heard that a second Carl's was coming.
There's supposed to be go-karts, a Carl's, some putt-putt, other things. And frankly, as a kid who wasn't athletic and always had to go to his brother and sister's games, I championed the idea of putting other things out there
for
the kids who aren't on the field.
It's not even just that. An aunt who, the kids are constantly traveling. I mean, my niece just got back from, Scottsdale, Arizona. Once they're not playing, they're looking for things to do.
Yeah.
So it's the entire team that will be, showing up at these places.
All right, out in San Diego, it's a sad day. There was a Galapagos tortoise named Grandma.
Oh, I saw this.
She was 141 years old, and she just passed away. Zoo officials said she died on November 20th. There's no clear exact date when the tortoise arrived at the San Diego Zoo, but zoo officials said she came from the Bronx Zoo in either 1928 or 1931 as part of their first group of Galapagos tortoises. And in 1928 or 1931, she was already in her 70s.
Wow. Yeah.
Born in 1884.
If that turtle could talk.
Chester A. Arthur was the president at the time. She was suffering from bone conditions related to her old age that progressed recently before she was euthanized by the zoo officials. Christina Park is 69, and she said one of her earliest memories was riding on the back of Grandma.
How cool.
When she was 3 or 4 years old. They no longer allow children to ride on the back of the turtles, but she's 69 years old, and let's do the quick math. Grandma was in her 80s when this happened. So Galapagos tortoises can live to be 100 in the wild or almost double that in captivity. The oldest Galapagos tortoise was Harriet, who lived at the Australia Zoo until the age of 175. She died in 2006. She was hatched in the 1830s.
Dang.
And then there's Jonathan the tortoise, who they claim is 192 years old, and he lives on St. Helena, a British island in the Atlantic Ocean.
Do they move even slower?
When they get old?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like the rest of us?
This turtle looks really, really old.
Well, somebody on the text line said you were correct. They were going to do that, and then they canceled it talking about the Carls. I'd never heard that, so I'm surprised there hasn't been another Carls added.
That's what I'm saying.
And there's only so many stools.
There's like 8 seats in there.
Yeah, but it's good stuff. You know, typically on Thanksgiving, we split our time and do, kind of lunch at my mom and dad's, and then we'll take the RV to Marcia's mom's. But Marcia's been there already because she was dealing with some health issues of her dad. And so we're not taking the RV anywhere. I'm just going to stay here. She's staying there. But get this. Sammy at Byerly texted me this morning and said, hey, do you need the RV this weekend?
That's
Haven't
great.
heard from you because they're trying to get everybody moving. So they just anticipate that we were going to be taking it and making sure I just hadn't forgotten. That's the customer service you get.
That's so great.
Throughout Byerly RV. It's what I love about them and have from the beginning. So Byerly RV offers you a little bit of everything. If you don't have an RV and you've always kind of thought, you know what, this is something I want to try, now is a fantastic time to buy an RV or maybe upgrade because, we've done that now 3 different times because Byerly RV has clearance prices on all the 2025 models. They want to make room for the new ones. So you still get the latest and greatest, but at the best possible price. Now, if you already own an RV like we do, one, the storage facility is, as I just mentioned, doesn't even compare to anything that you've ever seen before. And then when they actually bring it out for you and fill it with water or plug it in so the fridge is getting cold, that's pretty darn amazing. The service department, I can't say enough about. And now, they have enough bays and they have, dedicated kind of wood and metal shops, a giant warehouse full of parts. So they can get you moving faster than ever before. Because if you have an RV, you want to use it. That's what it's all about. We use ours more than we ever even imagined. So if you're thinking about the RV, if you already have one and are looking to upgrade, Byerly RV is where it's at. You can do a little shopping online at ByerlyRV.com or swing by Byerly right there at 44 and 109.
Okay, so the tree is up, but it's tilting towards the side door. All right, look, you got to get it straight. Go to Schnarr's Hardware, Clayton Road in Ladue or in Webster on Lockwood. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, and they have everything for the holidays, whether it's extra extension cords, maybe a couple of extra lights, last-minute gift. Oh, Aunt Sally's coming. She's bringing you a gift. I got to get something. Schnarr's Hardware will help you out. You need to put the lawn to bed? Yeah, Schnarr's Hardware has all sorts of winterized fertilizers to help you get through these winter months. You see, at Schnarr's Hardware, it's more than just a friendly neighborhood hardware store. It's a part of Americana, and it has brought St. Louisans together for years. So when you walk into Schnarr's Hardware, you'll notice the customer service is great, the smell is great, the popcorn is free. Schnarr's Hardware. Happy holidays from Schnarr's Hardware. Make sure your holiday is complete with a trip to Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware, Merry Christmas.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. St. Louis winters don't mess around, and neither should you. When those freezing temps hit, the last thing you want to do is discover your furnace isn't up to the job. That's why now is the perfect time to call Premier Heating and Cooling. Their certified technicians will give your system a full checkup, making sure it's safe, efficient, and ready to keep your family warm all season long. Think of it like an oil change for your car. A little preventative care now saves you from big, expensive breakdowns later. Plus, a tuned-up system runs more efficiently, which means lower energy bills when the cold really sets in. So don't wait until you're shivering under 3 blankets. Schedule your heating inspection today with Premier Heating and Cooling. Excellent rating with the Better Business Bureau. So many of their new customers are referred by happy customers like me. PremierHeatingCooling.net. 636-916-1122.
Michael's Baths, operated by Michael Gower and his daughter Melody. If you want a bathroom remodel, Michael's Baths will give you a free quote. walk-in showers that all look like natural stone, maybe some grab bars, whatever you need. All they use are American-made products, so you're not at the mercy of any tariff increases. Right now, get a free shower door or $500 off a bathroom remodel. Michael's Bath, 636-775-0800, or online at michaelsbaths.com.
The St. Louis Chess Club is a newly expanded 30,000 square foot state-of-the-art chess center featuring world-class tournament playing halls, classrooms, library, and casual play spaces for everyone who loves the game.
But it's so much more than a place to play.
It's where champions are built on the board, in the classroom, and across the community with a mission to bring the game to everyone from all levels, with membership starting at just $15 a month.
Discover the excitement, the challenge, and the community of chess at stlouischessclub.org.
You've heard so many people talk about Innsbruck. Now it's time to see for yourself. 7,500 acres, 100-plus lakes, on-site restaurants, an 18-hole championship golf course for you to go play by yourself with some friends, or maybe even a charity event, nature trails, event spaces, and so much more. Innsbruck is 45 minutes from St. Louis. It's so close, and yet you feel so far away. Go see Innsbruck for yourself. Innsbruck-resort.com.
Experience holiday happiness and enjoy the 2025 holiday activities at the National Museum of Transportation with your entire family. Santa Claus will be arriving via helicopter at 10 a.m. this coming Saturday, then visiting from 11 to 2 to greet and listen to his fans and their wishes.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
The multi-model holiday train exhibit, including the Macy's model trains, will be running all days. For our full Santa and live reindeer scheduled dates, go to tnmot.org. That's tnmot.org.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS. This is the Business Journal Report with editor Eric Seamers on the Heidi Glaus Show. Powered by Capital Advisory Group. CapitalAdvisoryGRP.com.
Eric Seamers, editor of the St. Louis Business Journal, is back with us. And you just had a great conversation with the mayor of St. Louis covering an array of topics. Can you give us kind of the Cliff Notes version?
Yeah, I'd love to. It was an hour-long conversation with Mayor Cara Spencer in front of an audience last Thursday at the St. Louis Zoo, and it hit on a lot of different things. But to me, a couple of the most interesting elements of it is Mayor Spencer, she kind of campaigned on this very roll up your sleeves, we got to make sure the city actually works for people kind of mentality. And of course, her election came right after, as the city was struggling with responses to blizzards, to trash pickup, and all those sort of things. She's kind of, and of course, Mayor Spencer's first 7 months in office have been sort of turned upside down by the tornado and tornado recovery, which she's made sort of a huge priority. But it hasn't really deterred her from other elements. She still looks at her job as one of making sure that it's providing city services on time and rebuilding the confidence in them, and the city is just doing its basic job. So that's she couldn't have hit that point harder. But it also comes down to things we've talked about on the show. Enabling in a way so that businesses and others can do business in the city. The bringing building permits online at the start of next year. Right now, it's all done in person. It's the only jurisdiction in the region where you have to do that.
That would be great.
So she's absolutely committed to that. She does not think it's a lofty expectation. She said there might be hiccups as they do all of this, but it is 100% going through at lightning pace to try to get some of those things going. But the other thing that was notable about what she's talking about is she's abundantly aware of what she doesn't control, but she's not taking a hands-off approach. So, for example, when it comes to downtown, crime, public safety, all of those things have been a key to trying to get revive downtown. And she no longer has control over the police department. It's now run by the state. But even so, she made a public urging, a real call to action for the business community during our conversation to ask them to play a role in reviving downtown and rethinking our urban core. And this comes, of course, at a time when businesses continue to leave. Peabody was the most recent big office tenant down there to move elsewhere. So what she's asking them is to maybe you're not going to open an office, although that would be great. Open an office down there. If you can't do that, host a company lunch or something downtown. Have your CEO come engage in downtown, in events, in public meetings, host meetings downtown. At the very least, maybe put up a sign. Have your company find a place where it can put up a sign on a downtown building just to show you're there, you're invested, you care about it. And she acknowledged that the issue downtown is as much about a vibe problem. So she's like, where is the neon that you might see in downtown Kansas City or in Detroit or the other places that just give this sense that the downtown isn't dead, that there's something going on there. So it was really interesting to hear her say these things in a way that, in our view, kind of tackles some of the core problems while understanding her limitations and not letting those limitations get in the way of coming up with answers.
So, Erica, with the neon thing specifically, did she mean like Energizer is relocating from Chesterfield to Clayton, but they're in St. Louis, put an Energizer sign on one of the buildings?
That's exactly what she's suggesting. Just make it be known that the private sector is invested in fixing downtown. If you can't put an office there, if the time's not right for you to do that, she seems to say, I understand. But have a role in it, have a stake, make your presence known in some way. But if it's not that, do something else. It could be, like she said, hosting, bring your staff to a lunch downtown at one of the downtown restaurants, go to downtown events, be there in some way. She did a similar thing with the school district. Of course, the school district is a separate entity. It's a whole different government structure. But St. Louis is also struggling to attract people, particularly people with young families. So she threw out the idea of getting the private sector and the philanthropic sector together to create such a program that would enable every kid who goes through SLPS free tuition to college.
That's amazing. Is that a pipe dream? I mean, could that actually come to fruition?
Well, that's a good question. So in some ways, there was a person in the audience at that event last week that has done exactly that. The new CEO of Greater St. Louis, Inc., Ron Kitchens, 20 years ago, while he was leading a similar group in Kalamazoo, Michigan, was involved in the creation of something called the Kalamazoo Promise. This is a separate organization that guarantees tuition to some of the many state schools, trade schools, whatever, in Michigan, to anybody who graduates through the Kalamazoo public school process. It's now going on for 20 years, and they've pushed a ton of kids.
That's interesting.
And so he now, of course, just took over. He has made his first real public appearance in front of our audience at that same event Thursday and was sitting in the audience. So I don't know if she had one person in mind when announcing that, if it's something that's been in the back of her mind for a long time. But it is something that has been done and done to some great effect in other places. Now, we're going to be exploring a little bit more of that program here in the coming years as it relates to Ron Kitchen's background. But it was something that he has a history in, and that St. Louis could really be a beneficiary of. Because if you think about it, schools are obviously very important. But if you're somebody, say, you're relocating to St. Louis from someplace else, you don't often have a ton of time to make the decisions you're going to make upon where you're going to live, if you have kids, where they're going to go to school. So if you look at the city, if you want to live in the city, you're looking at a school district that has fired 2 superintendents in as many years, that is shuttering buildings or about to. And then you look at, well, if I don't go to public schools, what are my alternatives? I'm either going to have to navigate private schools, see if I can afford it. And then there's the charter school thing, which are competitive. So it's an immediate deterrent if you're a family coming into the region. If you want to be able to make these decisions quickly and safely without having to get tied up in all these other means of education, you might just end up going to a public school in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Because it's complicating. So if we want families to move here, you got to give something that entices them to want to come to this public school district, and perhaps the promise of a secondary education with the cost covered might be enough to help get people to take a second look.
Well, it is an interesting concept, to say the least. Real quickly, before we let you go, Centene Corporation selling 2 Clayton properties from its abandoned headquarters expansion. What land exactly are we talking about here?
So the actual address is 7500 Forsyth, 105 Carondelet Plaza. They're directly next to Clayton's campus. They're right next to the Ritz-Carlton. They're vacant sites. They're
That's got to have a pretty high price tag.
They've got high valuation on those properties. The market value, as listed by St. Louis County, is more than $10 million combined for those 2 properties. Now, this is where Centene, way back in 2016, had announced these plans to make a massive campus in Clayton. And of course, once the pandemic hit, and the company was having a hard time bringing talent here, they'd launched a plan to open up an East Coast headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina, with $1 billion facility there, which was pretty much immediately going to put their Clayton plans on hold. But then, with the passing of Michael Neidorff and new leadership in the company, they decided to sort of pull, and the remote work circumstance becoming more pervasive, they decided to pull back on all of those projects. They canceled the Charlotte headquarters. They canceled they were going to build another building as part of a second phase. And they also agreed with the city of Clayton to build a facility, an amphitheater, in that same area by the Ritz-Carlton, which is also something Clayton also owns, the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. So this is land that had, at one point, big grand plans on these vacant green spaces. But now Centene has finally put them back on the market to see what potential buyers can do with them.
All right. Well, we'll be following up with you on that story. You can read more about what's happening in business news here in our area online at bizjournals.com/St. Louis. Thanks, Eric, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group, and the author of the #1 best-selling book on taxes, Keep What's Yours. Let us show you how tax-smart investment strategies can protect your wealth. Give us a call at 636-394-5524, or you can visit us on the web at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Keep What's Yours, Saturday afternoons at 3.
Meep, meep. 432, Sobe, what's happening on the roads?
Roads are not bad, but there are some trouble spots. Traffic slow due to a vehicle crash on 64 westbound near 270. Emergency crews have cleared that vehicle crash in St. Charles County on 64 westbound at Prospect Road, but there is still a residual backup. And we have delays down south in Sullivan on Route D, northbound and southbound at 44 because of bridge damage. This traffic report is brought to you by the City of Maplewood. Kick off the holiday shopping season in Maplewood. Join us on Small Business Saturday, November 29th. Be one of the first 100 people to receive a $10 Maplewood buck to spend at a participating business. Don't miss this opportunity to explore, shop, and support our vibrant local community. Visit maplewoodmo.gov for details. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
Well, it is that time of year, the time where the porch pirates come out. Alex Stone, ABC News correspondent in L.A., joins us with that story. And I'm kind of shocked that experts say that most thefts happen in the light of day, between noon and 6.
They do because of when deliveries come and when they think that you're probably not at home, that you're at work. Between noon and 6, you think of when UPS and FedEx and Amazon, when they're normally coming. It's usually like midday to into the evening. By the end of the evening, then it's a risk for the porch pirate because you're probably home. And they don't want to confront you. They don't want that front door coming, or you've already grabbed the package and there's nothing there. So when is it there? It's when you're at work. And so they go and grab it. Then 1 in 4 Americans has had a package stolen from their doorstep, according to police. A quarter of Americans, so common now. And it's just something that a lot of people have to deal with. We asked Joe Supan over at CNET. He's been looking into this. What are porch pirates going after this year? And he said, think iPhones and Nintendos.
High-value electronic items. So we've seen iPhones. The new Nintendo Switch is expected to be a big target. Anything that's small and can easily be run off with.
So some tips. Cops are saying the best thing to do is just be home and immediately grab the item, so there's never that opportunity out there for somebody to get it, or have a neighbor go over and get it when it's been delivered and say, hey, Can you just hold on to it, and then I'll get it when I get home? Super annoying, but the best thing they say is to get the signature option when you're getting a delivery, which it is annoying. We had a delivery last week that we missed it the first 2 times. We got it on the third, but had it gone beyond that, we would have had to go and find it at the distribution center. And I'm of the mindset of just leave it. I don't care if it gets stolen.
Same.
Just leave it. I don't want to be there and waste my whole day waiting for it to be delivered. But then even if you are home, it's going to immediately be handed to you and not be there. But you don't know it's out there. If you have Amazon or Walmart Plus, they'll actually put items in your garage, put your garage door up if you want them to, and put your garage door down if you have the ability for them to remotely do it. And Walmart Plus will actually go into your home and put things in your fridge if you want them to do that.
That is crazy.
But again, that's if you want them to so that they're secure.
How do they get in?
If you have we have a garage door. Well, no, there's it's like $20 on Amazon. It's a thing that will allow them to electronically open up your garage door. And it just puts off your garage door signal for them, and then they can put it up, and then you come home, and the Amazon packages are just sitting there on the floor in the garage.
Do they ring the doorbell and I say, "Oh, hey, Amazon, here, I'm going to hit the button"? Boop.
No, they do it. They do it all. They have one button
themselves.
One button to open it and one button to close it. They can do it one time, so they don't then have a clicker to your garage. And actually, they were always doing it for free. Now they'll only do it for free if you don't want it next day, same day or next day. If you say, well, 3 days from now is okay, then they'll do it for free. Otherwise, you got to pay $1 for them to put in your garage. But they were doing it for free.
I hate to put this back on the drivers themselves because they work hard and everything, but you remember that story of that delivery driver who stole that piece of cake out of someone's garage fridge?
Well, if they want a piece of cake out of my garage, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
It's one person. You're lumping everybody together with one. The other thing that I think is crazy is how sophisticated some of these porch pirates have really gotten.
Yeah, which, by the way, we have a camera in our garage, so I will see it and then love watching that video of them eating my cake. So, so in New York, 14 people were indicted this week in a really high-tech scheme where they were allegedly hacking into the FedEx system, and they could see where iPhones were going and reroute them and change the names on them, or know when they were going to be there and have people there to intercept them when the FedEx truck pulled up. 2-year-long investigation, prosecutors saying that they were in the FedEx system, runners were waiting, and they knew everything going on.
Pirates would be there waiting for the phones as though they were expecting them.
And so moments after the FedEx delivery driver would drop off the iPhone, or they would even intercept them and take it from them, the runners would grab it and then leave. And the stolen phones went to a stash house, and then they were resold all over the world, and prosecutors added.
Once they were placed into the system, the co-conspirators would then contact these runners and tell them, these are the names, and you're going to go out and pick these up.
So they even had the names they were being delivered to, or they would change the names so they could sign for them if they needed to. Phones coming from Verizon and AT&T, and they would know exactly where they were going and be waiting for them. And this went on for a couple of years. So most of us are not going to deal with that. It's going to be the old-fashioned where they're just grabbing whatever is on front porches. But the one in New York was really sophisticated.
Wow, it is just crazy. So hopefully people will watch out for each other, and those neighbors can, do the neighborly thing and grab a package if you have one there.
Yeah,
Alex?
or send it to an Amazon locker. We have that at our gym and in the grocery stores. Or send it to your work, and then it's there, and you can go get it from the front desk and just bring it home at night.
That's another good tip. Alex Stone, thank you so much.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
I swear.
Okay, so the tree is up, but it's tilting towards the side door. All right, look, you got to get it straight. Go to Schnarr's Hardware, Clayton Road in Ladue or in Webster on Lockwood. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, and they have everything for the holidays, whether it's extra extension cords, maybe a couple of extra lights, last-minute gift. Oh, Aunt Sally's coming. She's bringing you a gift. I got to get something. Schnarr's Hardware will help you out. You need to put the lawn to bed? Yeah, Schnarr's Hardware has all sorts of winterized fertilizers to help you get through these winter months. You see, at Schnarr's Hardware, it's more than just a friendly neighborhood hardware store. It's a part of Americana, and it has brought St. Louisans together for years. So when you walk into Schnarr's Hardware, you'll notice the customer service is great, the smell is great, the popcorn is free. Schnarr's Hardware. Happy holidays from Schnarr's Hardware. Make sure your holiday is complete with a trip to Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware, Merry Christmas.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Hey, Heidi Glaus here, asking you to join us weekly as we present the KTRS Book Club, presented by the St. Louis County Library for readers of every generation. Books transport us anywhere our imagination wants to go. They are absolutely magical. The KTRS Book Club will introduce you to local and national authors, events, and special programs presented by the St. Louis County Library every week from 3 to 6 right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Your dentures no longer fit? Maybe you're missing a tooth or several teeth. Visit Dr. Bowen for Simply Secure Dentures and Dental Implants, the cutting-edge, high-quality dental implants that replace all the teeth in your mouth, and it starts as low as $7,000, not the $35,000 that others charge. If you're only missing a few teeth, Dr. Bowen can permanently replace those with something you don't have to take in and out of your mouth. Learn more at simplysecuredentures.com and get the care you need and the teeth you want at Bowen Dental Care or simplysecuredentures.com.
Soccer fans, the wait is over.
Really tough to do. That's tough to do as well. It's Thomas.
St. Louis Ambush Indoor Soccer is back on Black Friday.
Down, Alberta! Spins it in!
The 13th season kicks off at the Family Arena this Friday, November 28th at 5 p.m. as your St. Louis Ambush battles cross-state rival, the Kansas City Comets. Make plans to catch all the end-to-end action and grab your magnet schedule presented by Under the Yellow Umbrella. Tickets available at the Family Arena box office or at stlambush.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
The Post-Dispatch has an interesting article about the mayor of St. Charles wanting to bring a steamboat museum to his city. We thought we'd go straight to the source to learn more, and we're happy to have Mayor Dan Borgmeyer joining us. Thank you, sir.
Oh, we dropped him.
We lost him?
We lost him.
All right, well, let's get him back on the line, shall we? I'll tell you this. You're talking about rolling down the river and steamboats. Of course, you know, Mark Twain wrote an awful lot about that. You'll find all of his books at St. Louis County Library, but you'll find more than books, and that's what I love about St. Louis County Library. I mean, you have this entire genealogy center where you can really just dig into your own history and write your own story, which is fantastic. The new Emerson History and Genealogy Center at the Clark Family Branch contains thousands of family histories. We're talking about a digital archive, databases, detailed maps, and most importantly, at least in my opinion, the trained staff to help you start your own family history project. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have no idea where to start, but those trained professionals can help you. The center includes a memory lab where you can actually record family histories, because who doesn't wish they had a moment that they could go back and hear a story from their grandparents about how they grew up or something that they loved. And they also have all the equipment there at the Emerson History and Genealogy Center to digitize old photos or convert those VHS tapes to digital files. You can learn more about everything St. Louis County Library has to offer at slcl.org. Okay, I think we have Mayor Dan Borgmeyer with us now. Hey, Mayor.
How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Absolutely.
According to this article in the Post, you've been eyeing this museum for a while. Tell us about the museum.
Okay, I'm kind of way past eyeing. Shortly after I became mayor, there was an announcement that the Arabia might be considering going to Jefferson City. one of the reps there, farmer reps there, was promoting that. And actually, the captain of the Steamboat Arabia, who owned the Arabia, is buried here in St. Charles and was a St. Charles resident. So it got my interest peaked. A couple of other people that are involved with our boathouse, Lewis and Clark Museum, got involved. And I formed a task force, a steamboat task force. We've been working on it for 6 years. I think when we first started, there were 9 or 10 cities that were all in the running for it. And kind of one by one, they've peeled off. And Mr. Hawley, over the course of time, was still operating the museum and was looking for a great offer. And the funding was the problem for all of them. He had just recently, after 4 years, has had the assets appraised by the Antique Roadshow people.
Oh.
And they came back with a fairly significant number that was probably double what we'd been talking to him about. And so that stalled things a little bit. And there's some kind of disagreement between specifically me and David over the museum. I mean, he talks about having 800 pair of boots, which he thinks is significant because of the enormity of it. But my argument is, once you've seen 10 pair of boots, you've seen the boots.
I agree.
So actually, I'm using a gentleman in Springfield, Missouri called Kerry Summers, who built the Bible Museum, has built museums all over the world. He's been working with me along for all the time, but the resources to buy it, which are probably going to be somewhere in the $3 million category, have been a little elusive. I tried it. We have a tourism tax that I thought we could promote it with, and I've been very ambitious about it. But I think the Arabia by itself, it's been in Kansas City for 25 years. I think that there's an opportunity east of Missouri and north and south, actually, within a 500-mile radius to promote it. David's promotion consisted mostly of word of mouth, some handouts, and he had a couple billboards on the highway. I have a $4 million tourism budget. So I think with the marketing efforts, and as you probably know, I was in marketing for 50 years, I think combining all that, we could make the Arabia quite a successful thing. But again, when I talked to Kerry Summers, the Arabia is good. People will come to see it. But from a sustainability standpoint, we felt like we needed more. So that's where we concepted the Steamboat Village. I trademarked Steamboat Treasures of America a couple years ago. We're looking at a hotel and a restaurant, steamboat themed. The Delta Queen, the Delta King, and several other steamboats around the country are actually for sale.
Oh.
I've been soliciting one that's an actual replica. Some of them have been changed into very modern day things. So I'm looking at some of them around the country, and if I can bring one here, I'm merely going to dry dock it. It seems like all the steamboats that are having problems right now are operating problems because they're trying to operate on the rivers. I just want to bring one here and dry dock it so people can walk into an actual steamboat and see what it's all about. So between the Arabia, with Mr. Summers' help, Steamboat Treasures of America, we're going to reach out to people all over the country for their steamboat artifacts to bring them here. I already have the Lewis and Clark Boathouse there. I have a parking lot with about 400 spaces on it, so it's an ideal location, and now, in my opinion, an ideal time to reach out and try to make a deal with David Hawley.
So, Mayor, you mentioned the boots. What other kind of things are in the museum right now that you would bring to St. Charles?
Oh, it's crazy. It was under 40 feet of silt, and it's frozen, so everything was perfectly. You can eat the food that was on it.
No way.
Yes. And all
You can, Mayor. I'll let you do it.
Well, I'd have to coat them and have like pickle chips or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, all the items on there are fairly well preserved. Only about, I'm going to say, 2/3 of the assets have been rehabbed, so there's still some. They're stored in 10-degree temperatures to preserve them until the time that they're brought out. The problem is the dynamics. There was so much on the Arabia that it's just overwhelming. Kerry coached me on something, and he said, the Smithsonian has 350,000 artifacts, but only about 35,000 of them are in the museum.
Yeah.
The rest are in a warehouse in Oklahoma because they can't afford to store that much product in Washington, D.C. So I looked at that a little bit with David, and what we've talked about and Kerry Summers is promoting is that we actually build a museum, put artifacts in it, but in fact digitize a lot of it so that it's an experience coming through, a virtual experience coming through, as opposed to just walking down the road and seeing 800 pairs of boots. So those things are kind of still in negotiations and discussions, but I still think it'd be a fantastic thing to bring to St. Charles with our history and everything else, and we've got the prime location for it.
You certainly do. Who else is still vying for this museum?
Well, it said in the Post article that Marshall, Missouri was, and I was aware of that, but Marshall's a little off the driven path, and I had understood that they had pretty much abandoned their interests. The gentleman in Jefferson City, his proposal last time I sat in a meeting, I'm on a committee called the Dock City Mayors. Those are all the mayors with a casino on the river. And his proposal to the Dock City Mayors was that they raise the fees to all the casinos by $2.
Oh.
It's called a boarding fee. We get that right now, but in St. Charles we see 11,500,000 people a year, so that'd be a substantial increase. And obviously there wasn't much enthusiasm for that. So I don't say I'm in the catbird seat, but I think I'm David's best bet. I know his wife loves to shop and visit in St. Charles, so I'm hoping that's an asset. But yeah, I've been working diligently on it. Matter of fact, when Roy Blunt was the senator, he was actually working with me on it to try to help me find some federal funds for it. So short of money, I'm ready to go.
Any idea how many visitors this would then bring to St. Charles? I mean, I feel like it would be a lot. People would come from all over the world. I remember as a little girl in New Madrid, Missouri, when the Delta Queen pulled up, we all went just to see that paddle wheel.
Sure. I think it'd be a big. I've projected my numbers at between 100 and 150,000 people a year.
Yeah.
Now here's something Carrie Summer enlightened me to, because the Arabia generates about, I don't know, $20 a ticket, $19.99, something like that. So I said to Carrie, those numbers really don't work if I have to pay these numbers to get it here. And he said, well, the rule of thumb in the museum business is $15 for every hour they stay in the museum. And he said, that's why you want an interactive museum, because if they come in and just walk through and look at everything and they're out in an hour, he said, so if you can keep them there 2 or 3 hours because it's interactive, you can charge $40, $45 a ticket. Well, that makes the economics dynamic of the whole thing work a little better. So that's kind of the portal I'm in right now.
Well, it sounds fascinating. In your dream, this would all be up and running when?
I think if the Arabia would pull the trigger, and we could move forward with that museum. I've talked to people who have restaurant and hotel operations already that are interested, and even Mr. David Hoffman from Augusta said if you put this shipping container or this steamboat village together, I'd be interested in having a cruising boat there. So I've got a lot of interest. What I don't have right now is the money to back it all up. So I'm diligently moving forward on it.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to hearing more about this. Mayor Dan Borgmeyer, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you all. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
I think that could be fascinating, and I think it might bring even more people to St. Charles, because it is just such a rich history, and sometimes we forget about just what kind of history that river has.
And I remember when we went to Pikes Peak, they have a old little town there, like a saloon and all that stuff. If they could make it like that and theme it up.
Well, I think he's already talking about, the whole steamboat.
The
Yeah,
whole village.
He's got a plan. It is 8 minutes before 5 o'clock, and Sobe Bay has a plan for us to get home safely and hopefully without too much traffic.
No, the roads are pretty good. 64 West slow, a little bit spady out to 270. And 64 East Hanley to McCausland, and 170 slow at Del Mar to 64. But generally, the roads are pretty good. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. This holiday season, for every $100 in gift cards you purchase at the Rack House, they will throw in a $20 gift card for free. Make sure to get your reservations in today for the Rack House in Cottleville. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
I know that everybody is busy with Thanksgiving and then Black Friday, and you're making your plans. You're probably putting up your Christmas decorations somewhere between now and then, too. But I'd like for you to put Monday on your calendar, December 1st, because that is our first Light Up Glennon of 2025. Now, if you haven't been in the last 5 years, you're missing out, because this is a fun event. It's where we all gather to support Cardinal Glennon kids by lighting up the hospital with flashlights. We sing some Christmas carols as part of the Tree of Hope end-of-year giving campaign. It is really something spectacular, because the kids from their rooms are then also shining a flashlight back on us, and you get to see those smiles spread across their face, especially as Santa Claus rides one of the fire ladders up to the windows. Mrs. Claus is usually there, and the Grinch usually makes an appearance. There's hot chocolate and cookies, and it is just a great community event that we've been doing now for the last several years, and you can be a part of it. If you can't be there and you'd like to make a donation, you can do that too, but you can learn more about all of this at glennon.org. And if this Monday, December 1st doesn't work, we're going to do it again on December 15th. I will be there both nights to kind of kick things off, and I hope to see you there. Glennon.org.
Hi, it's Jill Farmer. This note came in on our text line recently on the Frank and Jill show. You need to know that Ryan Raphael helped me with my senior insurance plan. He was such a gentleman, so helpful, knowledgeable, and kind. I can't thank him enough, and I heard about him on KTRS. I love that text because Ryan Raphael is the Medicare man. He's absolutely the best person to call to help you through the often confusing process of finding the right Medicare plan for you. He loves helping people, walking them through the overwhelm of, I don't know how to choose the best plan for me, or I did choose a plan based on the recommendation of a well-meaning friend or family member, and now I don't think it's actually the right one for me. Ryan Raphael is the best at matching you with a plan that lets you keep your own physicians and keep your prescriptions. It's like having the highest quality consultant on your team. The best news, it's free to you. Under the law, his fees are paid by the insurance companies. Go to MedicareManSTL.com or call 314-368-6808. That's Ryan Raphael's cell phone number just for you.
Experience a musical kaleidoscope as the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra performs Shostakovich's 15th Rebellion and Reckoning. Shostakovich's final symphony blends the composer's memories into an unforgettable and epic symphonic memoir. Cellist Kian Soltani joins to make his St. Louis debut, using his bow to tell the story of Haydn's elegant cello concerto, December 5th and 6th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
For the past 45 years, Candici's has been offering gourmet Italian cuisine at an exceptional value, and it continues today with Candici's Catering and Express, now offering catering 7 days a week for lunch or dinner. Same great name, same great food, and now we bring it to you. Holiday parties, office parties, family gatherings, small or large. Let us serve you. Go to Candici's.net to learn more, and we will take care of the rest. That's Candici's.net. Candici's Catering and Express.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
St. Louis Auto Show returns January 22nd through the 25th at the America's Center. Bring the whole family and explore hundreds of new vehicles from the world's biggest automotive brands. Then, get up close and personal with the coolest, most expensive rides ever created at the $1 Million Mile. There's even something for the kids with our Mid-America Chevy dealers, Sponsored Kids Zone. Get your tickets today at stlautoshow.com. Kids 12 and under get in free. That's stlautoshow.com.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
Are you ready for some football?
Mizzou football on the Big 550 KTRS is powered by Graybar.
High snap, good place, kick is up, and it is good.
This Saturday, your Mizzou Tigers close out the regular season and head south to battle the Razorbacks of Arkansas for a 2:30 p.m. kickoff. Pre-game begins at noon. Catch all the action right here on the Big 550 KTRS. Presented by Graybar for all your electrical and datacom solutions.
It is quitting time for lots of folks. We got more to get to. We're going to tell you about a fun holiday event happening at City Museum starting this Friday. You don't want to miss it. You want to make plans for this. So that's coming up at 5:10. We'll talk a little sports with Brendan Weezy. We got some entertainment news, and then we'll wrap this show up with some randoms.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump signaled that the plan to end the war in Ukraine has been fine-tuned and says he's sending a special envoy to meet with Russia's president. It follows days of meetings in Europe and secret talks in Abu Dhabi with a Russian delegation. Here's ABC's Patrick Revo.
Basically, what we've been hearing from Ukrainian officials and from other sources close to this process is that as a result of those negotiations, some of the most unacceptable conditions for Ukraine have been removed from that plan. It's now a 19-point plan. We know from an informed source, for example, that a cap on Ukraine's military has now been removed from that, but Ukraine has agreed it wouldn't necessarily increase the size of its military as it stands now.
Russia carried out another drone and missile attack in Kyiv overnight, killing at least 7 people. 6 lawmakers facing multiple probes after appearing in a video urging service members not to carry out illegal orders.
Sources say the FBI is aiming to schedule interviews with the 6 congressional Democrats who appeared in the video. Director Kash Patel says career agents and analysts of the FBI will determine next steps, including whether there's a legal basis to open an investigation. The Pentagon says it's conducting a thorough review of Senator Mark Kelly's conduct and is looking at possibly recalling the retired Navy captain to active duty to face military punishment. The Democrats insist their video urging troops to ignore illegal orders simply restated the law.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. Today is the busiest air travel day of the Thanksgiving travel period. ABC's Melissa Adon is at LAX International.
52,000 flights expected. Some of those already have taken off today and still expected to take off today, making this Tuesday the busiest day for air travel during this Thanksgiving holiday period. That is, we're looking at during this entire week of travel, about 18 million passengers that TSA expects to screen.
The majority of Americans will drive to their destination. You're listening to ABC News.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
It looks like your luggage is over 50 pounds. Is there anything you can take out?
Oh, yeah. Let me just toss all these $20 bills.
Great. Let me grab you a trash can.
Stop. Instead of throwing money away, move some clothes into a carry-on. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
57 degrees at 5:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. The bench trial continued today in a lawsuit that challenges the constitutionality of general revenue funds being used for scholarships to help pay for private K-12 education. The lawsuit, filed on behalf of the Missouri chapter of the National Education Association, is in response to appropriations made in House Bill 12. That spending measure included $51 million allocated to the Missouri Scholars Program. Thanksgiving travel is expected to reach record levels this year. AAA is predicting a significant increase in road trips across the country, estimating that 90% of those traveling for Thanksgiving will be driving. Today and tomorrow are expected to be some of the busiest times on the roads, and on Sunday, many travelers will be returning home. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, 4 people died in traffic crashes during last year's Thanksgiving holiday counting period in Missouri. Meanwhile, the TSA anticipates a record-breaking number of passengers going through security checkpoints at St. Louis's airport this week. Lambert officials are reminding people to plan ahead and arrive early. After Thanksgiving, Sunday is likely going to be the busiest day to fly, with 23,158 passengers predicted to go through security checkpoints. Illinois' 2 U.S. senators have introduced a bill to expand student loan refinancing for military service members. The Service Member Student Loan Affordability Act would allow the consolidation or refinancing of private or federal student loan debt that service members had when they entered the military, and it would continue the 6% interest rate cap. Bill co-sponsor Senator Tammy Duckworth says those who chose to serve the country should be protected from high interest rates, and she's often spoken about her own military experience.
For me, it really was the cornerstone of my life, and as I said, I would do it all over again if I could.
The Service Member Student Loan Affordability Act has the endorsement of the National Education Association, the American Federation of Teachers, and the Wounded Warrior Project. And the State Historical Society of Missouri Board of Trustees has elected Robert Clayton III as president of the State Historical Society for a 3-year term. Senator Roy Blunt, who served as president since 2023, will continue to serve as a trustee. Clayton is a judge on the Missouri Court of Appeals for the Eastern District. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. St. Louis-based ICS Construction Services has been awarded a $44 million contract to build a new state-of-the-art STEM building on the campus of Harris Stowe State University. ICS has pledged 40% minority subcontractor participation, which is above city and state requirements. The new STEM building is aimed at expanding STEM education, workforce pipelines, and research opportunities. And now the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow is up 663 points at 47,112. NASDAQ up 153 at 23,025, and the S&P 500 up 60 at 6,765. Now let's check in with Sobe for sports and traffic.
Steve, Mizzou basketball tonight, trying to improve to 7-0 when they host South Carolina State in Columbia. Pre-game coverage on the Big 550 begins at 6:30. And the St. Louis Cardinals have traded veteran starting pitcher Sonny Gray to the Boston Red Sox for 2 young pitchers and a player to be named later or cash considerations. To complete the deal, Gray waived his no-trade clause. I'm Sobe Bay from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk. Now on to traffic. 64 West, slow McKnight out to 270. 64 East, heavy Hanley to McCausland. 170 slow at Delmar down to 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Lion's Choice. Lion's Choice, where you can customize your order exactly to your liking. Build your own sandwich, add an ounce, pick your sauce, try a wide variety of side dishes and desserts. Even go gluten-free. Stop by today or order online. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
Our forecast calls for a slight chance for rain before 8 o'clock. Otherwise, an overnight low in the mid-30s. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high near 45. At 8 minutes past 5 o'clock, 57 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
What's my trade worth? You know what? I'm going to HW Kia, where I can get some straight talk.
Get up to 120% over fair market value for any trade. Then drive your clearly marked new HW Kia with 0 down, 0 payments until March and 0% during the Kia Fall Savings Event at HWKia.com. On
approved credit, not all will qualify. Plus tax title license and 587 title and registration processing fee. 22 or newer trade. Negative equity refinance to new loan. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Not all will qualify through KMF. $13.89 per $1,000. Offers not in combination. Expires 11/30/25.
I need a new vehicle, but I can't pay retail. You know what? I'm going to HW Kia, where I can get some straight talk.
Get to HW Kia in West County. All new 25 HW Kia Soul or K4, just $19,999 during the Kia Fall Savings Event at HWKia.com.
On approved credit, not all will qualify. Plus tax title license and 587 title and registration processing fee. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Not all will qualify through KMF. $13.89 per $1,000. Offers not in combination. Expires 11/30/25.
Give the gift of savings this holiday season with my friends at Neighbors Credit Union. The toddlers and the teens and those young savers in between will thank you for the gift of savings as they watch their smart savings account earn more with an exclusive 10% APY on the first $1,000. Smart savings accounts are available for savers through the age of 22. Stop by one of the 8 area Neighbors Credit Union locations and open up a smart account, or you can do it online at neighborscu.org. Federally insured, NCUA.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Is it still too early?
I mean, it is for me, but you do you.
Wasn't there an turkey etiquette person that
There
said
was. You shouldn't even have up your tree until Thanksgiving is over. But you broke that rule about 2 weeks ago, and now you can experience the magic of the season at one of my favorite places, City Museum, during weirdly wonderful holidays. Katie Enrique is the director of marketing, and she is here to tell us everything that is planned. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you think it's too early for Christmas music, or you've probably been hearing it as you guys get ready for this big event?
Yeah, we've been listening to it now for a little while in the museum.
Yeah.
So you can come by. I would say we're in that like scary to merry. So it's like down goes the Halloween music and up kind of creeps in all the holiday music.
Yeah, which I do like the holiday music more than the scary. And this is what I love. And with most things at City Museum, there is really something for every age.
Yeah.
And that's the case with this as well.
Yeah, every event that we plan, we really try to cater for like the little kids, families, up to the tweens, teens, and then usually we'll have like a 21 and up something going on for them as well, because people do like to come back and kind of experience the museum as a different, like nostalgic look at it.
Absolutely. I want to know what we'll see when we step into Santa's workshop.
Yeah, well, our Santa's different. So we like to have a working Santa, and working Santa means he's in his, like overalls, his workwear, he's in his workshop, and your conversations with him are more ad hoc and like off the cuff. He's got little like...
You're not sitting on his lap.
You're not sitting on his lap. You can tell him what you want for Christmas, but we're not having a formal sit down and photos. That's for, many other locations and your malls and your clubs.
I don't know that I've ever
like that.
seen Santa in his workshop. I think this is a really great idea.
Yeah, at City Museum, we're crafters and builders, and so Santa is a crafter and builder himself, and so that's why it made sense to put him more into that role in our space than it did to have him kind of sitting, pretty in his red robes.
And of course, Mrs. Claus will be busy as well. She's going to be reading stories.
Yep, Mrs. Claus is fantastic. She roams throughout the museum just to kind of create some fun ambiance and talk to kids, and then invites them up for the storytelling area, which is right behind the toy workshop. And so she does a lot of really great interactive experiences with kiddos.
Okay, so that's for the kids. Beatnik Bob's always a fun spot, but it's about to be even more fun with holiday karaoke. And I'm sad to say that last year was the first time I ever experienced holiday karaoke. And I think it's finally a karaoke I can get on board with because you actually know the songs.
Yeah, it's not, you don't have to really follow the lyrics quite as hard because you know them pretty good. We do karaoke towards the end of Really Wonderful Holidays. We have 5 or 6 days, I think, planned for that. So you just want to check our calendar on those Fridays and Saturdays and not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. And you can sing all your favorite holiday tunes, or you can also do normal songs as well. But you get to do it on the little Beatnik Bob stage with the underwear behind you.
Yeah,
it's really
the
fun spot.
big underwear.
Yeah.
Is it still the Guinness largest
It's
pair?
not the Guinness largest pair, but
Who came along and said I could do bigger?
You know what? If you pull up Guinness World Records, it'll show you,
Yeah.
and people they're like standing in a parking lot with a giant pair of underwear
that's
now.
cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, so the City Museum is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Do you decorate for the holidays?
Yeah, we now have decided we're the largest indoor light display in St. Louis, because as we were thinking through it, we're like, a lot of people are outside. We're the largest inside.
And so you don't have to worry about the cold temperatures.
Yeah, so as we're looking at, this weekend with some drizzles and maybe some snow and it's a little chilly, like we offer a really great space to come inside and get, a little holiday stuff
Okay.
going.
Now, I got to ask, because Heidi's already yelled at me for this for the last 2.5 weeks. When does City Museum put their lights up and when do they take them down?
Well, we've started putting them. So as we take something scary from Halloween out of the museum, something merry literally goes in its place.
it.
So
Like it.
as we're moving things up and down floors and managing freight elevators and things
That doesn't
like that.
mean they turn the lights on.
Yeah, so we'll have them, or we have lights that are set to orange for Halloween, and then we're just changing them over in the programming to classic white or green or red or whatnot. So we're really in flux in that in the last week or two. Last weekend, if you came, you would have seen a lot of our stuff pretty much up and ready to go, and then we're doing finishing touches this week as we open for the event officially on Friday.
Yeah, it is going to be so much fun. And I mean, we've just barely touched the surface. Of course, you can see some circus acts, which is always
Circus
fun.
Harmony is so fantastic, and they modify their show during Halloween and holidays to offer just something that's a little different in theme. And we'll run all of Really Wonderful Holidays really through Christmas breaks for kids, which is January 4th for most of the area. And then you want to know how fast it goes away. It's packed up and back on the 10th floor in a week, and everyone's like,
now back to
it's like cleaning your house, right? You're like, okay,
normal.
everything's put away. We've got everything mopped and cleaned. We're ready to kind of re-prep
I
for
like
spring
to
break.
leave them up until President's Day.
Woo!
But that's just me.
That's a
yeah.
long
He likes to
time.
put them up right after Halloween and leave them up that long.
It gives you that holiday spirit for 3 months.
It makes you happy when it's so dark so early. That at least you have your nice lights on
that's
twinkling.
The point.
Yeah.
I mean, psychologically, you nailed it.
Yeah.
It's dark already, and it's been dark since about 4:15 today.
I know it is
So
dark
the
early.
more lights, the better.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about putting up our Christmas tree, and I'm like, I need to do it before Thanksgiving because I want to get home from Thanksgiving and
it be
the
done.
house
Be
be
done.
set. Yeah.
We're talking to Katie Enrique, who's the director of marketing at City Museum. There's also lots of places to grab something to eat or drink. We
Yeah.
mentioned 21 and up. I mean, it is a fun place for adults as well.
Yeah, we have lots of holiday, pop-up bars. I mean, St. Louis, I think, has 30 pop-up bars this year, something crazy. So, we have our Cozy Chalet, which is in the cabin. Beatnik Bob's has its own, version of a pop-up bar. We have the Elfed Up Cafe on the 4th floor, which is right next to the toy workshop. So it's your kids might be doing Art City. They might be interacting with Santa, doing storytelling with Mrs. Claus. You can grab, a cocktail at Elfed Up Cafe. If it's nice outside, we have the rooftop open. That bar will be open. So we really are offering a lot of things across every floor in City Museum to just make sure that everyone's having a great time as they go throughout.
Well, I mean, we can't say enough. There is nothing like City Museum anywhere in the country, maybe the world.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. We've seen people sort of give nods of inspiration to City Museum, but there's just no place like St. Louis with Bob Castley and his crew at the time that could take the things that are happening in St. Louis and turn them into this feast for the eyes and body.
What would you say is the strangest thing in City Museum that people don't even realize was a thing before it was a slide or a step or something to crawl through?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff, but I don't know if you had all heard the woman that did all the mosaic artwork.
I did.
Sharon Von Senden just passed away. And so as we're sort of looking back at a lot of things that she touched, we're re-looking at columns and, people are looking like, oh, there's these oyster shells. Well, some of them are from Louisiana that her son brought up, and the rest are from Broadway Oyster Bar downtown. And there's watch bands that make up
The watch bands are
reptiles.
amazing.
Yeah, there's gears and just so much stuff that is just so, I don't have the ability to like make art out of random things. So like I'm very envious of the City Museum crew that can do that. But when you look up in close inspection, the whole building is just so incredible.
You could spend weeks just looking and figuring out what every little thing is, and I'm so honored. I have a little baby shoe that Sharon made me that is all like these little bitty pieces of glass, and it's something that I hold very dear to. I mean, she was on her hands and knees for how many years doing all of that?
And she was only hired to do like the 5 columns in the whale room, and then from there kind of kept expanding.
All right, so we saw in the news recently that some kids broke in.
Yeah, I don't know if they were kids.
Yeah.
Some vandals.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask you, you've got them on camera, closed circuit camera and everything. Yeah, they went in and they stole some things and did this and that. But did they go down the slides? Did anyone stop and look at the whale room and be like, wow?
They did not really take it in the way that we had hoped. It was like, if you're going to break in, take more than a couple of sweatpants and sweatshirts. Like, take in the place. Yeah, they definitely caused some damages. They were doing a lot of wrenching on the doors, and our doors are really from a lot of other locations. We have central library doors. We have doors from old retail shops that are in the city. So lots of different doors
that you can't replace.
Yeah, so we have to now order custom doors and get those replaced. So the community still continues to comment on that whole Facebook post every single day, and we have some pretty good leads that. We have a detective working with us on it. So I don't think it'll be too much longer before.
I bet it won't.
Yeah.
Well, we love City Museum, and Weirdly Wonderful Holidays kicks off this Friday at City Museum, runs through January 4th. All the events are included with your museum admission. It is really a place for all to see and just enjoy. A great time to spend time with family, especially if you have them in town. You're trying to figure out what to do with them. And as you mentioned, it starts to get a little chillier, maybe that drizzle. City Museum will amaze. Katie, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
The mission of the Ronald McDonald House Charities is to provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill children. Last year alone, the Ronald McDonald House served 546 families from 15 countries and 22 states. 76% of the families are from the area, and 25% of them have infants who are in the hospitals. The house is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they can't do it alone, and they're looking for St. Louis to support the wonderful Ronald McDonald House Charities. End of the year giving, rmhcstl.org.
This holiday, give the gift that lasts all season long. Cardinals ticket packs are on sale now, starting at 5, 6, and 10 games. All packs include 2026's top games and favorite giveaways. Backed by popular demand, choose from the opening day pack or the bobblehead pack. Check out the Cubs pack, weekend pack, or apparel pack. There's a pack for everyone. Find your perfect gift right now at cardinals.com/tickets.
The holidays come and go, but Cardinals baseball lasts all season long. This year, give the gift of all-inclusive tickets, featuring a full buffet, complimentary bar, and unbeatable views at Busch Stadium. Enjoy great food, good times, and every moment of the action. Choose your experience in the Budweiser 703 Club, UMB Champions Club, Coca-Cola Scoreboard Patio, and more. Make your holidays brighter with all-inclusive tickets, on sale now at cardinals.com/tickets.
Looking for a great local restaurant recommendation?
Missy Mo.
Tune in to the Kuno Food Service weekly special during the Frank and Jill Show, Thursdays at 11. Hear from the best of the best restaurant owners in town. Only on the Frank and Jill Show, Thursdays at 11. Presented by Kuno Food Service, right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
This KTRS Honor Salute is presented by Truck Centers, Inc., a family-owned network of 12 Freightliner and Western Star dealerships based in Troy, Illinois, and serving customers across Illinois, Missouri, and Indiana since 1970. Now in its third generation, Truck Centers carries forward a legacy of integrity and service established by its second-generation chairman, a U.S. Army veteran. They're hiring experienced diesel and body shop techs, parts specialists, and other in-demand professionals with sign-on bonuses for qualified candidates, including veterans. Bring your skills to a team that values your service. Learn more at truckcentersinc.com.
Hi, Chris Saraceno with the Bartolinos Hospitality Group. For over 60 years, our family has built a strong tradition, a lasting legacy, and a loyal team, serving St. Louis food and hospitality you love. Come experience one of our 5 great locations: Bartolinos South on South Lindbergh, Bartolinos The Hill, at Hampton and 44, Bartolino's Twin Oaks at 141 in Big Bend, Chris's Pancake and Dining at Watson and Southwest, and Chris's at the Docket downtown, where our family awaits to serve yours.
Let's talk about a getaway where you're not spending all the time on the road. How about Innsbruck? Think about it. You could go from your desk to a canoe and do some fishing in about 25, 30 minutes. They've got A-frames, they got tree houses, or if you're looking for a place to live that's away from hustle and bustle, custom homes and condos as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. Have you been out? Have you looked? Go to Innsbruck-resort.com to find your getaway.
How do you separate estate planning from elder law? You don't, because they're so intertwined. Let's face it, we're all getting older, and you need to make these decisions today, whether it's for your parents, for yourself, or for future generations. Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, and Caroline Stolzer have been navigating these important decisions for more than 50 years. Beck, Lennox, Stolzer, Estate Planning, and Elder Law. Call them, 636-946-7899 or beckelderlaw.com. You can thank me later.
At Maryville University, we power dreams, not just degrees. For nearly 150 years, we've empowered graduates to build successful careers. At Maryville, expect a rigorous, technology-driven, mentor-inspired education in a diverse and inclusive learning environment. We help you take it to the next level, no matter what field you choose. Now is the time to turn your ambition into action and transform your dream into reality. Start your journey at maryville.edu.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
I gotta admit something. I was still on my Costa Rica trip when I sent the powers that be here an email saying, oh, before this wraps up, I also need to have these days off. I think there's something about planning your next vacation
While you're on vacation?
You're on it, so you have something to look forward to. And that's also what I love when it comes to working with Altair Travel, because you kind of start planning it. You start talking to the agents at Altair Travel because they know so much. And you start to get excited about all the things you're going to see, like Costa Rica, sloth, monkeys, the beautiful birds. Of course, we did see a caiman and a few geckos. So at a distance, thankfully, I could have held on to that sloth, though. It was so cute and moving so slowly. But Altair Travel just kind of gets you excited about it. But that's just one of the things. They also save you a little money when it comes to planning that vacation because they know the ins and outs and they have vendors that they have worked with. So maybe you have friends that have been to a place and they've recommended it, and you go sit down with Altair Travel and Cruises and they can say, oh yeah, that's a fantastic spot. Or were your friends there recently because it's changed hands and maybe you want to try this place instead. So when you get there, you're as excited as you were when you started planning the trip. AltairTravel.com is the website. You can see all kinds of featured destinations, group travel, which I highly suggest if you're a solo traveler, or you can call Altair Travel at 314-968-9600. The Cardinals have traded Sonny Gray to Boston. KTRS Sports Director Brendan Weesey is here with more on that deal. What do we get in exchange?
So, Heidi, a couple of pitchers come back to the Cardinals in exchange for Sonny Gray, who had a 1 year left on his Cardinal contract. He needed to waive a no-trade clause to move, but obviously goes to a place Chaim Bloom knows very well, his previous employer in the Boston Red Sox. Coming the Cardinals' way, a couple of young pitchers, one being Richard Fitz, who has already made his big league debut, did it this past season, is a back-end rotation type, but maybe a little bit of upside there. And again, somebody that's already made his big league debut. He's someone that you can plug into the rotation right away. So when you
I like that.
When you move your number one starter and a big league piece, it's nice that you can replenish Sonny Gray with Richard Fitz. Obviously, the production is not comparable right now, but we'll see what Richard Fitz can do to help this team in the immediate future. The other piece of that trade, Heidi is something more big picture with Brandon Clark, who is a recent draft choice of the Red Sox, viewed to be maybe among their top 5 prospects. Recently coming off Tommy John surgery. So that, I wouldn't call that a red flag. It almost...
Makes you a little nervous.
Well, it does. You wonder if a guy isn't injury prone, but in a way, it's nice to see a guy come off of the Tommy John and already show that he's bounced back, because the arm talent is real. A left-handed pitcher that throws mid to upper 90s consistently, really good strikeout stuff. His control might be a little iffy, a few too many walks, but a bit of a project with big upside. So that's some good news, and he's someone that you can plug in, probably starts the season at AA for the Cardinals, although that might even be a little ambitious. He's nowhere near the majors, it would appear, but certainly some upside there.
A smart trade, in your opinion?
I think so. I don't know if we had Gray as the first one to move in what appears to be a busy offseason for the Cardinals, but he might have had he's a starting pitcher. Teams are always looking for starting pitching, and he is someone that can immediately help the Red Sox. He should do that. But from a Cardinals perspective, I think, it's certainly smart to move a guy that will not be here when the Cardinals get good again. Let's put it like that.
All right. A few whispers about Coach Drink and Mizzou.
So the University of Missouri Board of Curators are set to meet tomorrow. Now, we talked about this yesterday. I was kind of leaning on Drink maybe being on the way out. I thought there were some signatures there that pointed to a departure. But that is 100% changed now. I'd say this, I don't know for sure, but from what I've heard and folks I've talked to this afternoon, is that this thing, I would be shocked if Eli Drinkwitz is not the head football coach next week at this time, next year at this time. I understand. I'll admit, I mean, I was wrong in my assessment here over the last few days. It certainly looked to be pointing in the other direction, but now we knew this was going to resolve itself one way or the other this upcoming weekend. It might be done before that. If
which would kind of be nice.
Done. Yes, it would be nice. It would be nice to go down there, win at Arkansas, and already be able to announce that Coach Drinkwitz is here. And now, like I said, the good news is if you got on the other side of this, if Drinkwitz stayed with his name being bandied about as much as it has, I think Mizzou fans and some, hey, if you're frustrated by all of this talk, you're not alone, and that's something Coach Drinkwitz, I feel like he's going to have to earn some trust of the fan base back, just because when you play this out, and he hasn't played it out to this extent, but obviously he has signed multiple extensions over the last few years, but he's a great fit at Mizzou. The roster he has built is outstanding. You'd love to see all of these guys that have eligibility left come back next year. That's part of the equation here. That's the biggest thing for me. I think there are certainly elements of Coach Drink as a coach, in-game coach, that you'd like to see improved upon, but there's little doubt he's got a roster that's capable of winning and hopefully winning for years to come. And it looks like right now that's going to be the situation. We don't know what the contract extension looks like, only that the Board of Curators, they are talking about something tomorrow. We're drawing our own conclusions here. It certainly looks like Eli Drinkwitz is the topic of conversation, but we shall see.
All right, we'll check back in with you tomorrow. What's coming up tonight?
We've got Mizzou basketball here in about an hour as the Tigers take on South Carolina State, another non-conference game here on the Big 550.
All right, we'll be listening. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Heidi.
5:32, Sobe Bay, how are the roads looking?
Traffic moving pretty well, Heidi. Just a few heavy areas. 64 West, slow McKnight out to 270. 64 East, heavy Hanley to McCausland. And 170 slow at Delmar to 64. Tonight, one lane of 64 will be closed eastbound from Research Park to Spirit of St. Louis overpass from 5 tonight until 5 tomorrow morning. And then the ramp from eastbound 44 to southbound 55 will be closed from 9 tonight to 5 tomorrow morning. The traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Give the gift of savings with a Neighbors Credit Union Smart Savings account. When you open a new Smart account from Black Friday to Cyber Monday with a minimum $50 initial deposit, Neighbors Credit Union will add $50 deposit to that. Visit neighborscu.org for complete details. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
I just mentioned my vacation, and while I was gone, what do you know? Dalco Home Remodeling comes out with some news. Obviously, you know they're locally owned, family operated, and that's been the case for more than 50 years. They also have been installing the very best windows and doors in town for the past 50 years, and now they have a great offer on windows at Dalco, and that offer, when I left, thought it was all wrapping up. They've extended it through the end of this month. You can still earn a $600 tax credit on new windows. Plus, Dalco has upped the ante to an additional $260 credit per window. That's up to 10 of their Elite Series windows with 0% financing for 18 months. If you do the math, and I don't do math well, but since the numbers are here in front of me, I can tell you that's up to $3,200 in credits. The Energy Star tax credit offer is ending and will not return. So now is the time to really look into this deal. You've got to act fast because this incredible offer does end November 30th. You can call Dalco Home Remodeling at 314-298-7300 to get up to $3,200 in credits for up to 10 new energy-efficient windows. Again, Dalco's number is 314-298-7300. And if I threw too much at you, you can just go online to DalcoHomeRemodeling.com.
I'm Jill Farmer for TB Exteriors, your choice for professional roofing, gutter, siding, and windows in the St. Louis metro area. They'll help you with your roofing insurance claims for residential or commercial roofs. They're CertainTeed Select Shingle Masters and offer the highest level warranties. Right now, mention KTRS and get $500 off a full roof replacement. Call TB Exteriors at 636-362-9503 or visit tbexteriorsmo.com to schedule a free estimate.
You know, over the years, Lordo's has become part of the family for many, many St. Louis families. For 80 years, they've been helping St. Louis families with all of the jewelry needs, whether it's the diamond ring, a diamond ring, maybe something for St. Patrick's Day, something for an anniversary, Valentine's Day. Throughout the years and throughout the calendar, it's Lordo's as your go-to. Whether it's men or women, you want to repurpose something or buy something new, Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. You see, it's a family business. The family's been running it for years, and they learned it from their father, who learned it from their father. And so that family jeweler, it's where generations of St. Louisans go. Grandparents have gone there. Your grandkids will go there. Right there in Ladue on Clayton Road, across the street from a Norman Rockwell-esque firehouse, is Lordo's Diamonds. Go in, make a friend, and make them your family jeweler, because you can thank me later. 314-432-8008 or online, lordosdiamonds.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Worldwide Technology Raceway is the only track in America to host a NASCAR event, an IndyCar event, and an NHRA event.
Don't miss Wonder Christmas Lights LED Spectacular, November 14th through January 4th.
The track, under the leadership of owner Curtis Francois, continues to upgrade the race experience for fans who come from around the country. For tickets, go to www.raceway.com.
With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. The professional staff gets to know all residents and their families. McKnight Place Assisted Living has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is what really sets it apart from many other senior communities. That starts with the residents and extends to their loved ones. 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com.
When you think of great steaks in the St. Louis area, one name comes immediately to mind: Citizen Kane's Steakhouse in Kirkwood.
And for one good reason.
Citizen Kane's has been providing St. Louis with impeccable service and award-winning cuisine. Open 5 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. Call 314-965-9005 for reservations. The Butcher Shop and Gourmet Sandwich Store stocks everything you'll need to create a Citizen Kane restaurant experience at home. And don't forget a gift card for the holidays. Citizen Kane's Steakhouse and Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1993.
Navigating to and through retirement doesn't have to be complex. Listen to What Retirement Means to You with Jerry Means. Sunday mornings at 10 on KTRS, the Talk of St. Louis.
Schrader Funeral Homes and Crematory, St. Louis's oldest family-owned funeral home, offering complete funeral, burial, and cremation services, including an on-site reception center and crematory. 150 years of serving St. Louis families. Visit them at schrader.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk a little entertainment news, shall we? Tara Reid was spotted leaving a hotel bar in Chicago over the weekend on a stretcher. TMZ got video of her in the hotel lobby shortly after midnight, and it's kind of frightening. She was unable to stand, barely coherent. At first, several people tried to get her into a wheelchair, but she even kind of slid off of it. So they put her on the stretcher. Obviously, you know, a lot of people are thinking, oh, she's relapsed because she's had some struggles, but she's saying she was drugged. She told TMZ she only ordered one drink that night, but went out for a smoke break before it was done, came back in, finished the drink, and the next thing she knew, she was waking up in the hospital. Her reps issued a statement yesterday saying that she has filed a police report, added that she urges everyone to be careful, watch your drinks, and never leave them unattended, as this can happen to anyone. And I will say, one of my friends got roofied once, and it was frightening. Thank God we were there to kind of watch over her, because she was kind of dragged out on a dance floor, and then when we all got home, like she just wasn't the same, and it was not alcohol.
Regular.
Yeah. People are sharing which celebrities make them cringe. In other words, which ones kind of give them the ick.
Oh, the ick factor.
Yeah. Katy Perry is getting a lot of it.
Why?
They say she was disingenuous on Idol. Kind of the over-the-top antics was a little too much.
Oh, well, I didn't watch Idol.
Yeah. I get it.
You do?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
And I will say, we went to see her show, and I'm all for concerts. It just seemed like she was playing to children.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
It was odd. Chris Pratt. People are saying that his tweets are so embarrassing. I don't know.
I think you can overdo the social media. If you're a star.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Less is more.
Yes. We are already fawning over you.
Yeah.
I don't need you tweeting 6 times a day as well.
I do agree. And I guess I get this now. I don't think it would have been the case a year ago. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I think this whole lawsuit has kind of made people a little like, what has happened?
I'm in that camp.
Yeah.
I used to think the world of him. Now
So
I'm
funny.
trying to figure out what is going on.
What
here.
really happened.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, of course, people aren't supposed to say it, but a lot of people think that she just feels fake. Which camp are you in?
I don't think she can be real all the time. At this point, it's...
You'd have to be on Everybody's looking. I mean, even when she's just trying to cheer on her boyfriend.
When you just want to go to your boyfriend's football game, you're the most talked about person in the room. I think it would be impossible for her to be genuine all the time.
Yeah. Alec Baldwin, of course, he's had quite a long list of things he's done.
How many people do you just love them on the screen and just despise them off the air? I mean, I don't know how I feel about Kanye anymore, but I used to love his music and just, couldn't stand the person. And now I don't know where I stand. At some point,
even the music rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow made the list. I think Goop really sent her over the edge.
You know what sent her over the edge for me is when she was recommending people get stung by bees to help fill out their lips.
Oh, boy. I thought you were going to say it was the uncoupling, which I think the uncoupling is kind of wise.
Conscious uncoupling. Just say you guys got divorced.
Yeah. I think that maybe there has become a connotation to the word divorce over the year, and it sounds so angry or mean, and I think this was a point to say you don't have to.
We drifted apart.
Yeah, you could say that too.
Boom.
But it's Gwyneth Paltrow, and it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
You were just talking about what J-Lo could do with that money. Well, Post Malone is giving on-duty first responders in Nashville free food tomorrow through Friday at his bar Posties, which I think is pretty darn cool. The bar is really cool, too. It's like dark and leather. It's really well done. It has the truck from a couple of his videos kind of hanging over the bar.
Million.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know that we really need another one, but Scarlett Johansson is going to star in a new Exorcist movie. It's being touted as a fresh, bold take on the franchise. It's not a remake or a sequel, but it will supposedly take place in the same universe, whatever that means.
She's now in the Jurassic Park franchise. I think ultimately, we did this last week while you were gone. The star who has, when you put all of her movies together, has made the most money box office wise.
I have seen that.
Scarlett Johansson. So, maybe she's just saying, look, I'm hot right now. If they want me, I'm here for it.
Yeah, but I would say going back to picking and choosing, she's got to really enjoy this genre or like the script if she's going to, at this point, put her name in the hat for it.
She could be in anything.
Yeah, she could.
So she's picking The Exorcist.
It'll be interesting. The opposite of that sort of movie, in my opinion, is comedy. And Variety put together a list of the 100 best comedy movies of all time. Now, they put Airplane down at number 62. So a lot of people are saying this invalidates the entire list.
This whole list is bogus.
That's exactly what people are saying. But I'll give you the top 10 according to Variety.
Are you going to count down 10 to 1?
Yep.
Okay.
Number 10, Groundhog Day.
I still haven't seen it.
What?
I haven't seen it.
I don't know that I would call it one of the best comedies of all time, but I have seen it a couple times. Young Frankenstein, number 9. Fargo at number 8.
Oh, good movie, yeah.
Duck Soup, it's from 1933.
It's Charlie Chaplin.
Okay. That's number 7. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is at number 6.
I'm sorry. The Marx Brothers
is Duck Soup. Okay.
I'm sorry. Monty Python.
Yeah.
Which one?
And the Holy Grail.
Holy Grail. And that's number 7?
6. Waiting for Guffman is number 5.
Okay.
The Great Dictator from 1940.
That's Charlie Chaplin.
Is number 4. Annie Hall, number 3.
Okay.
Some Like It Hot, number 2.
Is that the one with Jack Lemmon?
Yes.
And they go in drag and they wear... Okay.
At least I think it is. I'm almost positive. And then number 1, according to Variety, the 100 best comedy movies of all time, The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
The first one.
The very first one, which I'm not going to disagree with that.
A really good movie.
Yeah.
But, I think Airplane deserves a spot in there somewhere.
Well, 63. 62, sorry. How about this? It was 38 years ago in 1987 that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was released, starring Steve Martin and John Candy. And sometimes I just watch to see our airport.
Yeah.
Right?
I wonder if did that land anywhere in the top 100?
It has to be in the top 100.
Right, somewhere.
One would think. As for birthdays today, Jenna Bush Hager and, of course, her twin sister, Barbara, are 44. Christina Applegate is 54. Amy Grant is 65. And Ben Stein is 81.
Oh, wow.
That is your evening entertainment report here on the Big 550 KTRS.
And Jenna Bush, she's got the 4th or 5th hour of the Today Show.
Yeah.
She's got St. Louis's own Andy Cohen is her co-host this week. And I was watching today. They were dressed identically.
They were?
They had the same tweed outfit on.
Oh, that's cute.
Dr. Joe, it can get very confusing, but the one thing we need to know is GLP-1, right? That's the magic cure.
Yeah, they're on the med, and these medications are used, these GLP-1s, for reducing inflammation in your body. I get so many folks that are like, wow, I don't have the knee pain. I don't have the...
Because once you start losing weight, all these other things naturally happen to you in a positive way. Not just talk about the deals for KTRS listeners at STLMedWeightLoss.com.
All KTRS listeners, they get $50 to $100 off their first month. And what's beautiful about it, too, hey, I get it. The economy, what we just had, guys, things are difficult right now, but we make the plan work for you. We have financing options. We make this work for you because we realize how important it is to get down in your weight, get your confidence back, and really start feeling like the old you.
Call STLMedWeightLoss.com and ask Dr. Joe. STLMedWeightLoss.com.
Have you heard about the Only Facial? It's a facial spa that only does facials. No upsells and no tips. The Only Facial. You might have seen the Only Facial around town. I'll tell you where they are. They're everywhere in St. Louis. Clayton, De Pere, Frontenac, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, and U City, not to mention Columbia, Missouri, and Springfield. What a great gift idea. The Only Facial. They do these beautiful gift boxes. And when you receive an Only Facial, you get 11 different services, including dermaplaning, microdermabrasion, a chemical peel, therapeutic massage, extractions, LED light therapy, and a treatment mask, and hydration and SPF, and so much more. It's $125, gratuity included, and worth every penny and more. It's The Only Facial. Go to theonlyfacial.com for more.
So here's the deal. If you're driving around and you've got some dings and dents and you start to notice them now a little bit more because the sun is out and you drive, wait a minute, hold on, I didn't see that before. Guess what? You need to get to Dents Express. They've got 2 locations on Manchester, in Baldwin, and in St. Charles. Whether it's dent removal, hail damage, minor collision, they'll work with your insurance company, handle all the paperwork, and then when it's ready, they'll come call you and you can come pick up the car for 30 plus years. Dents Express. STL.com.
Truck drivers, wherever you want to take your driving career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers can choose from dedicated, intermodal, dry van, and tanker options. Don't wait to upgrade your career before the new year. Search jobs and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Let's take a last look at traffic with Sobe Bay in the traffic center.
Thank you, Josh. 270 South heavy, Ladue Road down to Manchester. 270 North, slow before 270 up to Olive. 70 West, slow Claxton out to Lucas and Hunt. And 170 heavy from Delmar to 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Give the gift of savings with a Neighbors Credit Union Smart Savings account. When you open a new Smart account from Black Friday to Cyber Monday with a minimum $50 initial deposit, Neighbors Credit Union will add another $50. Visit neighborscu.org for complete details. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Sobe Bay.
I want to tell you about my tax guy. I want to tell you about my financial advisor. He's the same person. His name is Jeff Zufall. Capital Advisory Group is the website, capitaladvisorygrp.com. That's the website. And that's the name of the company, but Jeff Zufall is the guy. He's the one to go to. And he's got plenty of people working in his office, but you sit down with Jeff and he can go over and talk to you about financial things, and he can tell you what the tax implication is going to be. You talk to your financial planner, and if they're not a tax professional as well, they can't tell you what that move is going to do to you come tax time. Jeff can tell you whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, and how many times have I asked him before. We do the show on the weekends. Tell me an example of when you told someone that was a bad idea, and he says it happens all the time. Don't let your tax advisor also not be your financial advisor. You can hit two birds, one stone with Jeff Zufall. Capital Advisory, grp.com, 636-394-5524.
All right, fall and winter is upon us, and so now you got to close the window to keep the heat in. And that window is a sieve. It doesn't work. It doesn't lock. It rattles around in the wind. That means it's time to talk to my friend and neighbor, Larry Thornton, the owner of the window store. He has been a proud owner of that store for 37 years. His son, Joe, and Larry work together to bring you the best in price, selection, and customer service. That's right. They go up against the big boys, and they beat them every single time because they're better price, better selection, customer service is fantastic. They don't stand in the middle of your living room and demand that you buy. They do most of their work with a handshake and a smile. They love to talk to you, and they love to sell you a window or a door. Better pricing, better company, The Window Store. 314-739-0002 or wswindow.net.
Royal Banks of Missouri is proudly reinvesting in its hometown of University City. Their new branch at 8550 Olive Boulevard is now open to serve you. Visit their team in University City to discover how they can help you refresh your finances and invest in your future today. Call 314-212-1500 or go to royalbanksofmo.com for more information. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Tune in Mondays to the Frank and Jill Show for Success St. Louis Style as they feature a St. Louis in making a difference in our community. Brought to you by the St. Louis Chess Club.
Building champions in the classroom and the community. Online at stlouischessclub.org.
A message from the master. If you are looking for that one-of-a-kind gift this year, come on in to Newsletter's Fine Jewelers. Let Richard draw your future present for somebody you love. This special engraving lasts a lifetime. At the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's wrap this Tuesday up with a couple randoms. Got anything good?
The world's largest island in a freshwater lake is Manitoulin on Lake Huron. It's over 1,000 square miles, large enough to have over 100 lakes of its own.
Is it, are there people there? Can you visit it? Are there animals?
It's in Canada.
Okay.
So if you want to go there, you have to bring your passport. And then Alec Guinness didn't like being in Star Wars, so he suggested to George Lucas that he should kill off the Obi-Wan Kenobi character to get him out of it. But he also made a fortune from the movies because in his contract he negotiated to get 2.25% of George's royalties.
Whoa, how do you get that deal?
I don't know, but I mean, he showed up. He's in his voice, and I guess he's in all three of them, just in really bit parts as a ghost, you know?
Huh.
So he shows up in the other ones. They
Wow.
probably, Alec, look at all this money that you've already gotten from us. We need you, buddy.
Just for a few seconds,
Say these
if you
lines
can.
and you're done.
Yeah. Well, you guys, that does it for us. I'm off to see The Wiz at the Fabulous Fox. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. And we're going to have one of the stars joining us. We'll be out of the studio broadcasting live from Flanagan's Paints in Ellisville. You can swing by and see us. We'll be there from 3 to 6. Meet us there or meet us right here on the radio. Anyway, it all starts at 3. And until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't need a salt to drop your flowers. Oh, no.
This holiday, give the gift that lasts all season long. Cardinals ticket packs are on sale now, starting at 5, 6, and 10 games. All packs include 2026's top games and favorite giveaways. Backed by popular demand, choose from the opening day pack or the bobblehead pack. Check out the Cubs pack, weekend pack, or apparel pack. There's a pack for everyone. Find your perfect gift right now at cardinals.com/tickets.
The holidays come and go, but Cardinals baseball